Hi there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka Mini Wargaming Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka there's Josh. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about painting, terrain, conversions, and everything under the sun. Usually devolves into a lot of painting talk, as well as a lot of what's under the sun, and so if you're a first-time viewer, just beware, because we can go off on a tangent at any moment. Of course, joining me today is Mini Wargamer Josh, a.k.a. Beardo, a.k.a.
Hey You in the Bushes.
Hey You in the Bushes. Jump in here somewhere.
What side do you want me on? On this side?
This side, yeah. Don't worry, the mic will still pick us up here.
That's my better side anyways.
Yeah, it's your better side. There we go. Yeah, so obviously, different setup now. And of course, there's a huge mess behind me as I'm reorganizing my office and accommodating new features in my office. So, yeah. Expect the future shows to be somewhat like this. I don't know if this will be in the way. It's kind of intrusive, but, you know. What did you say? Feels like I'm going to sell you on something?
Yeah, it feels like you're going to sign me up for some kind of protection plan after I've bought some electronic that I don't fully understand.
Lifetime warranty? Is that basically what it is?
The Extra Super Protection Plus?
The Extra Super Protection Plus.
That's what I assume.
That's what I was going for. That's the look I was going for anyway. So anyway, we got Monkeys joining us today. I can see Plasma Plays joining us today. I can see Twitchy Kranos, Johnny's Chop Shop. Oh, the Gim. There's the Gim. This is not one of those happy diggity Eldar loving channels. 8th edition's coming. Time to nerf the Eldar pigs. Do Eldar need a nerf? Do you think 8th edition they're going to nerf Eldar?
I don't think they're going to nerf Eldar. I think they're going to reset the game.
You think? Were you just reading the Warhammer?
Yeah. Did you read the FAQ yet?
Yeah, I skimmed through it pretty quick, and they said no, they're not. They said the lore is.
Well, yeah, the lore is going to stay the same, but I think they. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but I think they said that as soon as 8th drops, all army books are no longer valid.
Yeah. Are the army? Well, like the fluff in them or the background. Yeah,
the background is still the same.
Yeah. But yeah,
they're going to progress the storyline, but they're not going to jump thousands of years in the future like they did with AOS.
And like from the look of things, and I mean like even the logo itself, it looks like 3rd edition.
Yep,
the logo looks like 3rd edition. Now I haven't really paid that much attention to like the logos and stuff, but has it always been that same greeny font?
It feels nostalgia-ish, but maybe I'm just being crazy with the announcement of.
And why does the cover they show? Why is it a Mark IV armor? Like that's the pre-heresy stuff.
It's the pre-heresy stuff, but it's split to the Nurgle, isn't it?
No, the cover art.
Look at the cover art. Yeah, I thought the one half.
Well, I don't know if it's the like official cover art, but yeah, look at
the other half. You see the pipe going in, and it's all.
Oh, he's all corrupted.
He's all corrupted on that side. Yeah, that's all Nurgle-y.
Okay, no, I didn't notice that part because you see all the highlight side, right? Yeah. But I didn't catch the Nurgle part. That's how observant I am. I glanced at this stuff. I didn't pay attention.
It's my eye for detail.
Yeah. So, what other monkeys joining us today here? I love the way this chat just wants...
Just doesn't like to...
Yeah, like, you know, look at, like, what the F already.
Oh.
Yeah, see, look, you can only scroll up so far nowadays. They don't save the whole damn chat, even as I'm talking here. Freaking YouTube. Anyway... Who else joining us today? I can see Andy Clark. I can see Tolo, Nitfink. There's Nitfink. Isvor, Black Widow 61. I can see Dorn Jr. Morning all. A moment of silence for 7th edition 40k, please. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get, let's, drain the swamp, right? It's get rid of the bloat.
Basically, I get rid of the bloat, cut the crap out. That being said, I mean, this is... I would liken what's going to happen, I think, to the changeover from 2nd to 3rd edition.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And how many... Do you still know people that play 2nd edition? I know a couple.
Well, me and Justin played, like, a year and some ago. We played 2nd edition, just dusted it off.
Yep.
And, you know, for nostalgia's sake, I would love to do some battle reports in 2nd edition.
It'd be fun.
You know, for giggles, right? Because a lot of people talk about, you know, well, back in the day, we used to play this way, and, you know.
Yep.
And so...
Nothing's stopping you from... I mean, 8th isn't out yet, but even when it drops, if you don't like it, play 7th.
Yeah, play 7th.
Pretty simple.
But, I mean, the rules are going to be free.
Yeah, the rules are going to be free, and they've also said that they're going to do the same thing, like they are going to do with AOS, and have a yearly tweaking of points.
Interesting.
Well, it helps the codex creep, right?
Yeah. The Gim, what a small baby beard. He's comparing your beard actually to a small baby beard.
To a small child's beard?
Yeah, his beard is like long and gigantic. Remember?
Oh,
Jim?
is it?
Yeah, my buddy Jim.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, his beard is like long. He's a bus driver, so actually, and if you're in Ottawa area, he drives with the window out, and he'll sit outside the window and let his beard just flow in the wind like that, just yeah, as he's doing like 100 and something down the highway in a 50. Crazy bus drivers. Who else is joining us today? We got Lord Krabby, Spite You, Lane the Sandwich Destroyer. I like that name, Lane the Sandwich Destroyer.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's Josh is the tits. What? At first, I thought they said Josh has tits.
Yeah, how observant of you.
Dark Commission joining us. Derek Luterus. Matthew Adami. There he is. Ni hao, Kris. I'm not Asian, but thank you. I played Matthew at Adepticon. That was the young fella I played.
Okay, right on.
Yeah,
That was the late night game, right?
Yeah. We're up to like damn near 3 playing that game.
Nice.
Yeah. Cock King 555 joining us. Matt Liguri. Again, name butcher.
I think you pronounce that Smith.
Arturo Patet joining us. Matthew Liguri. I'm just popping in for a few. Heading to the baseball game for my birthday. Well, happy birthday, Matt. Had to read the name again.
Yeah.
Happy birthday. And, enjoy your stay. I don't know if you're a regular viewer, but, welcome all the same. Plasma Plays might go swim and miss the show. Well, hey.
The weather's nice enough for it.
Yeah, the weather. Oh, it's a beautiful day today. I even busted out my sunglasses. The sunglasses. Spite You, Kris, please explain the rectal use only picture. I thought it was pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Was
that the what was it, the Vegemite stuff or whatever?
Yeah. I even have
the phone too.
I even have it on my phone. Rectal use only.
Steve Superglue.
So anyway, the rectal use only. I saw this thing on Facebook. It was a sticker, and it was that rectal use only sticker. And I was like, "God, that'd be freaking hilarious, man! That'd be awesome! I have to get myself some of those stickers." And so I tracked down the company that produces, and it's a company that produces like accounting firms, veterinary offices, doctors' offices. They're official little stickers, like labeling, for like files and medicine bottles, and like this sticker here is on. It's on there. Like that's
not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's at industrial adhesive. Like it's on there. Like it's not coming off. And so I picked up a roll. I said $5 for a roll of 1,000. I said, count me in. So I got, and like there were some great ones there. Like there was like they're not comedy. Like this is serious, legit stuff. But I mean, like some of them. I mean, like the jokes write themselves. Yeah. Like for not for use with cats. I thought that one was hilarious. I was like, I put that on like cat food labels to just trick people's heads, right? It's like, huh?
Well, have you went into any stores yet with your labels or no?
No, I went to Walmart last night and I was like, oh, I forgot my labels. The old lady was laughing at me, I forgot my labels. So, yeah, but man, it's comedy, man. It's comedy. And, these guys suggested, Josh, he had put it on, vitamin bottle. Was it vitamin?
No, it was
Vegemite. What is that?
It's that
Vitamins?
Terrible Australian peanut butter thing.
Terrible peanut butter. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure all these Aussies are going, no, it's not terrible. I grew up on it. Yeah, we put it on there. Hilarious.
Yeah, Vegemite.
And then he put it on Steve's glue, and I took a picture of Steve holding his glue there, and he was like, "Oh." But the comedy writes itself. I mean, the other idea was putting it under the tanks, so that when Matt flips the tank over to destroy it, it's like for rectal use only. But unfortunately, we told him about that, so now I can't do it. And realizing that
You can still do it.
Well, we could still do it. Catch him on camera, for rectal use only. I can't remember where I was going to go with that now.
I think they just
the stickers. Yeah, the stickers are industrial. So if I put them on like a bottom of a tank,
it's staying.
Yeah, we have to sandblast it off. Like we'd have to destroy the tank. So hopefully that kind of sheds some light on my thinking. Anyway, spite you. Isfanir the Cursed is joining us. Luke Walker. Sorry, Kris. I know this is a show, but I want to know when Josh is going to show us more of his 30k fists.
They're getting closer to getting done. I got a couple different things on the go right now, but the fists need some TLC. Yeah, I haven't used them in a full game yet.
No.
Don't have enough yet.
Who else joining us? Paul 0132 joining us. Heldane Urbanus. I like saying that name. Heldane Urbanus. Because it's got urban and anus in it. It's herb anus. I
feel like, is that name from something?
Yeah, it's from, I think Mass Effect or something like that. I can't remember. Oh, Dr. Santos joining us today. Johnny Wraith, there he is. Johnny Wraith. Damien Herbert. Hello. Vegemite. It's so gross. But my Aussie friends love it. They just love it, eh? They can't live without it. They just love it. Isfanir the Accursed. Have you tried it in your bum? Comes out delicious. I have not. Johnny Wraith, it's worth it. It is worth it. The comedy writes
totally
itself.
Worth it.
And yeah, I keep forgetting because I've only been to Walmart once this week since I got the stickers. Was that this week I got the stickers? Or was that last week?
I
can't remember.
Late last week, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I don't know. Whenever I posted the picture of me holding the roll, that's when I got them. Because I just opened up the bag and I was instantly in love. Lord Krabby, I'm guessing you saw the Last Jedi trailer. I have seen the Last Jedi trailer, and I'm super excited for it. And I peed a little during it, and what about you? Do you do you follow Star Wars?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you excited for it? Did you obviously saw the trailer?
I saw the trailer. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I'm one of the folks that was not a huge fan of what was the last one? The Force Awakens?
Last one was Rogue One.
Well, yeah, okay, so Rogue One I loved, but I'm going the last one.
Last official
part
Star
of this
trilogy.
Trilogy, yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's not a trilogy anymore. It's not an anthology. What's 9? 9? What's 9?
9.
9. Anyway, yeah, it's that now. It's a 9-parter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever it might be.
Would the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, because they're essentially all the same story, just so would that be a 9 series? Well, it's a 9 series now.
How do you figure the Star Wars? Because
what does Rogue One count as? Lord of the Rings is only 3 movies, so it's only 6 of them.
Yeah, I'm saying Rogue One fits in between.
Yeah, Rogue One is like a prequel, but it's not a prequel. But it's like a prequel.
Yeah,
but it's not because Star Wars is all about the Skywalkers, right?
The one family that just ruins everything in the universe.
Yeah, exactly. Because the first movie starts off, as crappy as that is, starts off with the kid, Darth Vader.
Yep.
Right? Spoiler alert. And he turns into Darth Vader.
Pod racing.
Yeah. And, it ends at part 3, him becoming Darth Vader, and then part 4 to 6 is, the rise and fall of Darth Vader. Essentially 1 to 6 is the rise and fall of Darth Vader, so... Yep. 7, 8, 9 is is the rise and fall of Skywalker, or is it what is it, right? Because part 7, it was fan service, but it really didn't expand
much.
Yeah, it didn't do a whole nothing really. We didn't gain anything other than the death of Han Solo.
Well, I think it created more. Spoiler alert. Well, yeah, created more questions than it answered.
You haven't seen it by now.
Then
kill yourself. Yeah.
Just kill yourself.
Just kill yourself. But yeah, anybody tuning into this has already watched all the Star Wars at least twice.
Hopefully.
At least. All right?
But I am a Star Wars fan.
Okay.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. Okay. Cucking 555, Way of the Brush, episode 154. Review of 48 mil Rise of Papa Smurf. Huh?
Meh?
Huh?
Meh?
I don't get it. Damian Herbert. Super excited for it for sure. I have my own TK costume, part of the 501. Awesome. TK
Nice.
62285. That's who you are? 62285. TK 62285. Jeepers. So is there 60,000 of you guys in the 501? Holy man, that's huge.
It's a big organization.
That's more than the population of this town.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Crazy. Matthew Dammy. The quote George Lucas, it's a trilogy of trilogies. It's a trilogy of trilogies.
There you go.
Right.
With some extra movies added in.
Yeah, it's 333.
But then they got Rogue One. They got the Han Solo movie coming out, right?
Right, but those are the anthology stories. Those are like outside of Star Wars, right? Star Wars is about the Skywalkers, and the other stories are all about, offshoot. They could go a bazillion different places with all that, right? Like the Clone Wars cartoon, both of them.
Okay, yeah.
Right? Like it was about the wars itself, because some episodes were just Yoda-centric and, things like that. And then Star Wars Rebels, that's about, obviously the beginning of like the Rebel Alliance, and, which is really cool. Damian Herbert, no, it's 10,000. Oh, it's 10,000. Then why does the numbers go up to 60,000? Just to accommodate? I don't know. Haldane Urbanus. Hello, the spoiler warning goes before the spoiler, right?
Not on this show. Not on this show.
Yeah, Han Solo dies. Spoiler alert. Just to let you know. What is it? Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis is a ghost. Just
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. In case you haven't seen that one. I don't know. Some of these guys, man, it's probably out before they were born. That's the early 90s, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Anyway. So, where are we? In the comments. Derek Looters. Harrison Ford said he would only do the movie if they killed him off. Yeah, I heard that one too.
Yep.
Because he's always wanted to get killed off in the movies, and Dorn Jr., we need an Ewok movie where they go all Empire and conquer the Gungans.
Dorn Jr., there was, 2 Ewok movies, I think?
Yeah, Dorn Jr., though, I don't think he's very
Ewok
old.
movies?
Yeah, well, there was a TV show, or TV movie, Ewoks. There was a cartoon Ewoks. There was a Christmas special that had Ewoks.
I think there was 2 made-for-TV movies that
was there 2?
that were just 100% Ewoks.
Yeah. Well, it was like this kid, and she was on the planet, and Ewoks saved her life, and
yeah,
I don't know. It was there or something. Yeah, it was crazy. I mean,
Spoiler alert.
Lord Krabby, Donnie Darko dies in the end. Spoiler alert. that might be the theme of the show today.
It's spoiler alert.
Just spoiler alert. Just ruin the thing and then spoiler alert. Call spoiler alert. Dr. Santos. Search Mark Hamill fundamentally disagrees with everything about his character. Interesting. In what you mean, like in the way they took Luke Skywalker in these new movies? He doesn't care for it? Really? Cocking says there were 3 Ewok movies. 3.
Oh god.
Jeez.
Ugh.
Arturo Petit. An Ewok that painted minis online, he's called Kris.
Do your best Ewok impersonation?
Yep. Anyway, Oliver Peterson. How will you paint some Seraphim? What colors will you use? Well, if I was painting any Seraphim, which I'm currently not, I don't know. I'm a big fan of the turquoise colors. I like the way they're kind of done in the box arts, which is basically start off with Sotek green and use Cully green shade and then highlight with Temple Guard blue, and then probably like a little edge highlight of like Baharroth blue. Something like that would be a lot of fun. Of course, if you wanted to make them kind of more lizardy like, you could use like Ushabti Bone or Screaming Skull
Yeah.
Screaming Skull. On the bellies, give a little bit of a lighter color on the bellies.
There's a couple cool patterns. I keep reptiles, right? So I'm thinking of a couple animals that I've kept in the past that would make cool patterns. And there's... Okay, so I got a...
No, sorry, yeah, go on.
Yeah, okay,
Patterns.
anyways, so the patterns, it was... I got a rosy boa, so it's stripy.
A rosy boa.
It's a snake. But it's got this kind of chocolate brown and then this kind of beige color to it.
Okay.
Kind of bizarre. Mexican rosy boa.
Mexican rosy boa.
I would love to see a scheme of that.
That sounds like a luchador name. Rosy boa.
We'll get a little mask for him.
Anybody asks, my luchador name is El Diablo Rojo. That's me. I still need the mask, but I want like the Wolverine. Like,
Did you have a mask for a while, or was that just Justin's mask?
That was Justin's mask.
Okay.
No. Justin's all about the luchadors. Let me go here. Clayton Tate, Kris and Jorsh. Have you ever seen The Expanse? Great sci-fi series. Have you seen it? I've heard great things about it.
I've heard great things. Okay, I had never heard about it, but I've read the first book.
Okay.
Randomly out of the blue, and then that keyed me into... I just picked it up from chapters.
Okay.
It was pretty good. I haven't watched any of the TV show yet, though.
No.
Hopefully it sticks with the story from the book, I guess.
Yeah. I've heard great things about it. I heard it's really interesting, really cool. And it's like, I guess, pretty plausible, I guess, the way they present it or some crap like that.
The way
It's
they
very
present
interesting,
everything, the way they handle, like, ship-to-ship combat's pretty realistic for how that would all work.
Okay. So, but no, I have not watched it. It is on my list. I'll probably watch it when it's on Netflix or something like that. Again, because I don't have cable, right? So, it's not that I can't afford it. It's just I don't want to pay for it anymore.
I haven't had a TV hooked up for like 10 years.
Yeah, see? We just don't watch TV. It's just,
Well, I assume you're like me and you just watch videos of yourself all day, every day.
No, I don't.
You just rewatch Way of the Brush over and over again.
No, I don't. Once it's done, I just double check and make sure there's any errors.
There's nothing,
like
no problems.
And then that's it, yeah. I don't even play it through the whole thing. I just, did the intro come on time? Perfect. It's because sometimes people tell me, like, the audio fell out of sync at, like, some point. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I don't.
Whoops.
There's nothing I can do. I mean, actually, it's YouTube's fault because I stream this out to YouTube, and then YouTube processes it, and then it posts it, and I have nothing to do with any of that process. So any video errors that occur, completely not my fault.
Just watching, there's different spoilers popping up.
Oh.
Rosebuds the sled.
This failure the accursed 13 monkeys has nothing to do with monkeys. Spoiler alert. Dorn Jr., the turquoise body with crimson fist triad scales looks really good for source. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Okay, yep.
Even like red and like with an orange, you know what I mean? Like,
yep.
Kind of like the poison frog look. I love poison frogs, right? So like the looks of them, not actual pets or anything, because you die. And
No, I used to breed them.
Like,
yeah, you hold them up and make them kiss. No, I used to keep poison dart frogs.
you bred them. I don't know what's the you bred them.
Is that the international symbol for breeding something?
You bred it. Oh, jeez. Dr. Santos, wait, what good space battles? I don't know. I didn't watch the show. Lane's the sandwich is sure. Kris, how are you guys still standing? I'm tired of watching you stand this long. Sit down. No, actually.
This is way more comfortable.
This is comfortable. Yeah. I mean, I have like a standing mat. Well, I'm standing on it, but you're standing normally. But I'm standing, and I recently acquired this desk, and it goes up and down. It's really fun, I mean, because basically for the last couple of years, I've sat like almost all day while I work, because I sit while I paint and I sit while I'm editing, or sit while I'm doing this and sit while I'm doing that.
Yeah, it's not good.
And it's not good. It's not good for my health. I mean, it's not good. It's not good at all. And so now I should be able to divide my day between being in a healthy position, standing, and sitting while painting, right? Although I imagine I probably could paint while I was standing, but anyway, yeah, so that's why the change of perspective for this show today. I don't know, I might do next Way of the Brush sitting.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's really whatever I feel like doing. It's really what it is. Frederick Castov. Do you paint standing? Not normally, no, but I probably could. I mean, I'm pretty comfortable like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where are we? Damien Hibbert. I want to say Herbert, but it's Hibbert. Hebert. Sitting all day is very bad for you. Yes.
Yeah.
I know. And I've done it for the last 5 years. I don't know. Since I've worked for Mini Wargaming and been in the office working for Mini Wargaming, I've sat all day. And, this year I was, I'm diagnosed diabetic. And so, the sitting all day didn't help that at all. I mean, I know it's a small portion of it. I mean, lifestyle as well.
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy food and beverages of an alcoholic nature. So, many things were a factor, and that was one part of the.
But this is an easy one to fix, so why not?
This is an easy one. The change in diet. Oh man, it's not easy. But I mean, it's been something I've kind of known for a while. And like over the course of like the last year, I've cut back on a lot of things and tried to be healthier about this and that. And now I'm out walking and
I feel like I'll take it into my wife's restaurant and you can try some.
I'm not trying that vegan stuff. No,
tastes good.
I know I'm sure it does taste good though. I mean, I do enjoy vegetables. I brought a salad today. I mean, like I've got
salads are boring.
Yeah, but I like just raw elements and just consuming them.
Just like that.
Dr. Santos, this time Way the Brush is done standing. Next time sitting. After that, naked. Well,
why not both?
It'd be a standing shot, just pelvis height. Can you guess who's who? Watch him paint with.
Why does it look so angry?
Looks like a button on a fur coat. Lane the Sandwich Store. Hey, Kris, I have my adjustable desk high, so I sit taller and have better posture. Sure, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, this thing is motorized, so I can just crank it to whatever height I want. Yeah. Johnny's Chop Shop. Way the Rush episode, rectal use only. We didn't stick anything in the rectums. Nothing went in the rectums yet. Give us a minute.
Speak for yourself.
I've got nothing.
Yeah, I stunned you with that one.
Yeah. Twitchy Kranos. Kris, going through something similar, so know the challenges. And the comment moved on me. Not being discouraged or anything, but would be a not given my old lifestyle.
To be honest.
Oh, not being diagnosed or anything, but
okay.
Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised, right? Yeah, gotcha. David Fenwick, yo man, I recently lost a fair amount of weight, and man, was it hard at first, but once I got through, I was focused on other things. Best of luck. Well, the goal is not really to lose weight, although I do need to lose weight, but that's not really the goal. The goal is, I just do not want to be, diabetic. And right now, I'm on track for actually reducing my medication that I'm on, and so.
Well, I mean, losing weight's a byproduct of a healthier lifestyle overall. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's something that happens. It's not necessarily the goal.
No, it's not the goal. It's because I mean, like it's not like I'm gonna sit here and get all ripped and what I mean, like, have like a tree trunk for a neck and stuff like that.
Yeah, you could.
I could, because like back in the day, it was never a tree trunk. But,
no.
Yeah.
Where there was no neck, it was just shoulder head.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, my brother was like that. He was just shoulders and head, no neck. Still kind of like that actually, because now he's got a beard and you can't see his neck. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Matthew Demi, Kris needs roughage. I do need roughage. I do, because we're on a completely rectal only policy now. Imagine that, like the completely, taking all your food and everything rectally. You know what I mean? Like suppository form, not just like but suppositories. You know what I mean? Like you took it, because I mean that's the fastest absorption, right?
Yeah.
Is in your large intestine? Your large intestine, yeah, because it's small intestine then large intestine, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and so you in the poop chute, and
that's what the kids do with the alcohol nowadays.
Yeah,
too.
right. Yeah, because you saw that one on what was it, 1,000 Ways to Die, and the guy was taking alcohol in.
Well, that was just the last party I went to, but no. But yeah, I guess that's actually a practice that people participate in.
Yeah, because it's not on your breath, so you just do it in the pooper, and you.
Well, because they did super fast absorption.
Yeah, super fast absorption, and the guy died. The guy died because he took like a whole bottle in the arse. Yeah. Anyway. Isfan, you're the accursed. I paint sitting on a Sibian machine. Okay. I don't know how you would pay while making this sound, but whatever. Whatever gets you there.
That's the dry brush.
That's
Crank it up to high.
Oh God, where have we gone? Cocking 555. I'm going to paint 30k Marines as Power Rangers from Burning of Prospero. P.S. You can get rid of your diabetes with after surgery diet plan for gastro bypass. Well, I'm not that fat. I mean, I've got some girth to me, but I don't think I'm that fat. I mean, like I'm fairly average height. What's average height? 6 foot average height? That's not,
is it 5'10"? I think is average height.
So maybe something like that. I'm like 6 foot, and I'm a fairly heavy weight. It's heavy. I really don't want to say because then people are like, "Holy crap, you're fat." But I am fat, and so anyway. I don't know where I was going with any of that. The gastric bypass. Yeah, I don't think I need that. Because, I mean, like, I'm not, like, the size of, like,
no, is he saying to do the diet plan for people that get the gastro bypass and follow their diet plan? Like, the plan that they're supposed to do after they have surgery?
I don't know. Don't they eat, like, no food?
Well,
I don't know.
Not a lot of food.
I don't know.
You look at it.
I don't know. Kemenize that, Matthew. Did you tell her you are watching Kris, the Monkey King, and his furry disciple, Josh? The Munchie Bear. The Munchie Bear. Are you the Munchie Bear?
I guess I'm the Munchie Bear.
Because you can be... Because Steve's the bear. Oh, the Bear Mountain. Hence, Brokeback Mountain. And you're the Munchie Bear.
Bareback Mountain?
Bareback Mountain. Bareback Mountain. All right.
That sounded worse when I said it out loud.
I know. That's... Good God. Good gravy.
Good
Matthew Adami. You do have inactive taste buds in your rectum. There are taste buds in your rectum? That's the first I'm hearing of that. All right.
I don't know. That sounds like a really sketchy pickup line or something.
You know how many taste buds are in your rectum? It's many.
I thought this was a painting show.
Oh yeah, that's it. No, I said this is. We could go off on a tangent, and I don't know, because somebody brought up rectal use only, and yeah. Oh man, Clayton Kate. I heard a story about a family stuck in the wild, and they had no drinkable water. But mom was a nurse, and she administered the water rectally, and that's how they survived long enough to be rescued. Yeah, that makes sense to me, right? Because I mean. It's the water's absorbed, but I mean, the waste is just right, and it's right there, right? So, I could believe it.
Yes.
I mean,
is that a typical nurse skill?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, they have to administer enemas and things like that, right? I mean, can you imagine being a nurse? I mean, like like catheters. My God, those are unpleasant.
Yeah, but how many times are they going? Yeah, you want a sip of water? Just roll over.
Touch your toes. Give you your quart low. Check your oil. Lane the sandwich story. Kris, I'm getting pretty swole up with these hobby muscles. Soon I'll be so jacked up. Soon I'll have to turn to the side to walk through doors. Ooh, that's pretty big. It's like that guy from Beetlejuice goes through the cabinet,
Yeah.
He's all flat. Anyway, must be time for an email. I spite you. Thank you for keeping us on track. Yes, it is time for an email. It is the time for an email. There's nothing else important here. Johnny Ray, I'm going to save you the segue back into painting. When are you reviewing the liquid chrome paint you shared the other day? I just shared, like, when I shared that, I saw it like 2 minutes before that. I watched that video and I said, my God, that's awesome. I haven't ordered it. I'm probably going to have to order it now because, I mean, you guys really showed an interest in it. I mean, it's very interesting. Did you see it? You probably don't follow and he doesn't follow my things.
No,
but anyway.
not the paint stuff.
It's a chrome paint you can throw into your airbrush. It's like really intended for like street artists who do like graffiti and things like that. So they do it in their markers and they have like, you know, these big pens, right? But anyway, it's a refillable. It's a chrome.
Ooh.
And you know, you can. Guy used it in an airbrush and it was like 2 coats and it was like shiny. It
cool.
was, yeah, it was really chrome. Remember we were looking at chrome the other day?
Yeah.
And so yeah, we have been looking at other chromes and things like that, just, you know, for giggles. And I saw that, and I was like, that might actually be the answer. It's a bit pricey for the refill canister, but, you know.
Worth trying out.
Yeah, worth trying out. I mean, like, it looked like it went right into the airbrush, right straight from the bottle, right? And I mean, you know, because, I mean, like, something like Alclad, you got to cut that with, like, a thinner, right? Like alcohol or something. And, you know, you spray it because it's a solvent-based acrylic. And I don't even know if it's officially acrylic. I think it might be more of an enamel, but anyway. Dimitri Abedin, hey Kris, may I have a modeling tip, please? Don't lick your brush. Don't. I know everybody does it, and I mean, from time to time I still do it, but I mean, it's not a very good habit. Just because, you know, you get crap in there, and you don't know where your brushes have been, and you know. Plus, too, I mean, you could be using some strange paint. You don't know what all paint companies are using in their things.
It's a bad habit.
It's a bad habit. And, I mean, like, I was recently using Ammo from MIG, right? Their paints. And their paints smell nothing like everybody else's paints. Like, at least Games Workshop and Privateer Press, those paints smell fairly similar. Vallejo, it's got a very distinct kind of smell to it. Scale 75 has a nice kind of smell to it. And MIG Ammo has a very distinct smell to it. And so, like, there's different chemicals that play when they make that stuff. And, you know, you're putting that crap in your body. I'm not saying you're going to end up with tumors, but, you know.
It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor. Not a tumor. Prawn Ham Dance, episode 154, rectal use only on bareback mountain. And spoilers. Spoilers? Oh, man. Andrew Drewski. Morning, monkeys. Morning. The Drewski's joining us today. Dimitri Abedin, I have a modeling question for you. I need to prepare a master of a model for taking a mold of it. But it's hollow inside, and there is only a small hole. How do I fill it up? I would use green stuff. Green stuff. If you don't want it to be permanent, depending on what the model is made of, you could use something like wax. You know, wax could be just used. Paraffin wax, regular beeswax, you know, something like that. Something that you could just, you know, burn off, like kind of just turn the heat up on it. If it's something that can take the heat, of course. Don't, you know, if it's like styrene plastic and, you know what I mean, like, you know, obviously burn your model. What are some other ideas? You got any ideas? If you wanted to fill a hole in a model, you know.
Yeah, Lee's kind of my go-to for anything because he's done.
Yeah, basically,
Lee's done a bunch of different casting of different things.
Yeah,
before.
yeah. Lee does a ton of casting.
Yep.
Yeah, off the top of my head though, like, I mean, green stuff really is about the first thing I would go to, especially if it was a master, and, you know, I mean, like, you're going to end up making more molds because, I mean, a mold is only going to last so long before you have to remake a mold again, and yeah, I mean, green stuff. Again, but if it was something like, say, for example, you know, you only need it temporarily. Oh crap! Even sticky tack. Sticky tack. You could just plug that hole with sticky tack. Just smooth it out. You know, if it was unnecessary or something like that. Yeah, you could just, yeah. Dimitri Abed, liquid green stuff doesn't dry completely. No, I don't really care for liquid green stuff because it shrinks when it dries. That's my biggest complaint about it. It shrinks when it dries because it's basically just like the acrylic paint. It just has that gritty medium in it that, you know, like they use for like the texture paints and stuff like that. That's essentially all it is. It's a green texture paint. And it's not actual green stuff. It's not actual needite. 2-part epoxy. That's what green stuff is. It's 2-part epoxy. And, you know, it's not the same thing. It's just called liquid green stuff. And, yeah. It's not... I really don't care for gap filling or anything like that. For tiny little things, maybe. Like hairlines, sure. But otherwise, no. Looking to Sandwich Story. GW inks taste bad. They taste bad. Yeah, so let's do an email. Looking to Sandwich. Vallejo paints smell and taste different than Citadel. They do. Cocking 555. Episode 154. We smelling paints again? We are smelling paints again. Well, we're tasting paints. We're smelling them and tasting them. And of course, if you took it rectally, there are a few taste buds there too.
Apparently, you gotta activate them first.
According to Matthew, there are some taste buds there. So let's join. Let's do a dance. Have you heard the jingles before?
No.
No? Okay, this is the first one. This first jingle here is by Guymere Ulfer, aka Carl. He was kind enough to do a jingle for Way the Brush for when we jump into email time.
Email time. Email time.
I like that one. That's a good one. This one, it's a little bit dancier. It's good. It's a little bit shorter, but it's good. And here's the other one here.
Email time. Email time.
So, okay, go ahead.
Is it I dig it? I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I mean, you know, that was a twofer for everybody right there. Arturo Petit, so loud. Sorry, I had the volume cranked. Anyway, this is from our buddy Totem Lord. Sup, homeboy. Sup, homeboy. I didn't realize we were on a sup, homeboy type. But anyway, I recently acquired some neophyte hybrids because, hey, I'm addicted. Also, in my last email, you asked some questions about my guard. 1, what the F is the symbol? 2, what are you going to do with the bases? Well, 1, I made the symbol up, but it might already be something. I don't know, okay? 2, the base have been done black rock with snowy patches. Finally, I included progress with Fire Warriors. I started about 3 years ago, and my latest Imperial Fist. That's all from me, the Totem Lord of Sticks. So let's have a closer look at his stoof. And let me just change the screen here. There we go. And so here are some of his cultists. Cultists? No, these are the hybrid
neophyte hybrids.
Yeah, the neophytes. Neophytes.
Cool.
Not Neo from the Matrix. Imperial Fist. Very cool. I like him. He went with the brown yellow.
Yep.
I like it. I mean, I like both the brown yellow and the gold yellow. What do you prefer?
I like the brown yellow.
You prefer brown yellow?
Yep.
Yeah. You like the one that's just like a dark brown in the crevices, not like a darky orange?
Yeah, I don't know, it's back and forth. I've seen it done different ways. Part of it's due to the basing style, though, too.
Right. Gotcha. Oh, this guy looks like somebody. I mean, obviously he looks like
somebody that you know.
Somebody I know. Very cool. I like the color scheme of these guys. I like that. I like the turquoise bandana. I don't know if it's actually turquoise. Maybe just regular straight up blue. But can you get this Mr. Lunch in the regular kits, or is that a Forge-World thing?
No, that's the Betrayal of Health.
Oh, Betrayal of Health has these missile launchers? These are the old school missile launchers.
And then the new, when you buy the Mark IV Armored Marines from Games Workshop, they come with those ones.
Oh, really?
Yep, and the older looking melt-a-guns
school.
and...
Gotcha. Oh, he forgot to add one. He forgot to add his Fire Warriors because he was talking about his Fire Warriors. Here's his Fire Warriors. Very cool. I like the lens. I like the highlights he did on the lens. Yep. Very nice. Armor looks good. I like the color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
I like that gray, green, and white. It's very nice. It's very sci-fi Tau-ish.
Yep.
Tau-ish? Tau?
I'd like to see that on some of the vehicles because that's a pretty solid looking scheme.
Yeah, it is because I like it. It's the gray underbody.
Yep.
Mold lines and broad green armor plates with the little white accents everywhere. Mm-hmm. How would you imagine that would be on a tank?
It's been a while since I've painted any Tau stuff, like many moons.
I imagine like on like say a devilfish. Let me quickly go back to camera here.
Yeah.
I imagine like on a devilfish, like that central portion gets the green treatment, while like the fins go that darker gray, and then like maybe white accents here and there. You know.
See, I was thinking the darker gray and the bits underneath
wings?
showing through.
Oh,
Well,
the
just
gray,
mostly on the
gray.
underside of the tank. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And then primarily green color, and then that strip down the middle that you're talking about, doing that in the white.
Okay, so you go green with the gray
Yeah.
underneath. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that too. Yeah, that's very interesting. I like it. Either way, very cool. Thank you, Totem Lord, for sending that in. That's awesome stuff. You know, thank you, as always. Totem Lord's a regular fellow who sends in emails here and there. Oh, that's Carl. That's Carl who sent in the jingle. Yeah, so we'll get that one ready. And back to the comments. Lane loves the thing. Arturo Patet, we all need an email dance. We need an email dance. I'm not much of a dancer. I mean, I do. I've been known to cut a rug once or twice, but yeah. Damien Hibbert, and my whole house heard that. Sorry, hey, when we're rocking, right? So. It's about you, Jesus. I love it. Arturo Bertit, I think something like the lambada mixed with breakdance would be nice. Well, I've got more room in my office now for activities, so we could do kung fu in here and stuff.
Practice karate.
Practice karate. You know, yeah. So, Dimitri Abden, that's Captain Price. Yeah, that's who it is. It's Captain Price from Call of Duty.
Oh,
Call of Duty.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's Captain Price, man. Spike you at Kris. I gotta go for now, but before I do, though, Wade the Brush 154. Bareback fisting the mountain. Spoiler alert. Bye bye monkeys. Bye bye Kris. Is that gonna be? Is that part of the title too, or is it just bareback mountain fisting the mountain? Or no, bareback fisting the mountain. Spoiler alert. Or should it be spoiler alert? Bareback fisting.
No, spoiler.
Oh yeah,
after.
yeah, spoiler. It's after. That's right. Okay, so, that's your input there, Spike you. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's apt. And of course, you know, bareback fisting the mountain. I mean, Steve, I'm sure, is a big fan of fisting.
Okay, you got progressively quieter as you said it.
Dorn Jr., to people that got the Armageddon book, what were the scout factions? I heard there were like 5 different ones. The scout factions? Well, you played a bunch of Armageddon. What is there a bunch of scout factions?
I don't know if I think they might have had a new book.
There's a new book?
Was there one? Because it's scout factions.
Wait, how do you answer a question with a question?
Just confounding you. Well, no, because they put out, so the 3 out of the Armageddon box was Orcs, Marines, and Guard.
Yeah.
And then they did a bunch of additional ones that were for free up online.
Right, yeah.
So I don't know if
It's
they've
like
done
the
something
Eldar and
in
stuff like that.
addition to that or not.
I don't know. I couldn't say. I mean, scout factions. Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I mean, I didn't see or hear nothing about scout factions. And I mean, like, really, right now, I mean, it's Armageddon it's pretty loose as far as, you know.
Like, were there chapter rules?
Oh, chapter rules.
I don't think there were
I don't
for the
think so.
scouts. I don't think there was.
Unless something dropped, but I mean, we went through like the PDFs and everything like that, and there was nothing like that for Space Marines. It's all covered, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't think there is. So you can make up your own if you want, but just don't make it overpowered, because then nobody want to play it. The Gim. This is exciting stuff. I've learned so much today. I'm going to try these new words on my wife tonight. I don't know Gim.
Yep.
I don't know.
I can't see what could possibly go wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if Jen would like that. She's kind of a small woman. Anyway, jeez. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Johnny Wraith. Bareback input.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dimitri Abbott, episode 154. Watch the Parents Edition. Definitely no rectal jokes. Tucci Kranos, could be worse. Steve is pretty big dude, fisting by the mountain. I know his hands are like cooked hams.
They are.
They're like hams. They're like they're huge. They're like the size of a small child. Anyway, yeah, let's do another email. Oop, wrong one. And let's do another jingle, just because we love it. Of course, no sound. There we go.
Email time. Email time.
This is from Lane the Sandwich Destroyer. Hey, it's been a long time since I've shared anything on Way of the Brush. I love the show, been watching for about a year now. Don't always catch it live, but love what you do. Let me know if I should share more. Mm-hmm. White Gilliman is almost done. He should be out. Should be soon out and about stopping. Stomping around, I assume, with his White Scar friends. Thank you for all you do. Comments and criticism is always welcome. Lane, aka Viking Teabagger, Twitch handle. Viking Teabagger. So Lane, yeah, I do believe Lane already shared his White Gilliman.
Okay.
On the Way the Brush Facebook page. If you haven't checked it out, but check it out again. We'll probably have another look at it. I think it might be work in progress by the time this was out. But anyway, very cool. I like the colors. I love the flesh. Mm-hmm. That flesh is just gross and scary looking. Like, it's making me itchy looking at it.
Yeah. That's really good. I like that.
I like the texture on that tentacle too. That's really cool.
How many different models is that?
I don't know. How many different models is that? Do you know? It's his model. I should hope he knows. Different models? I don't know. I would have assumed that's
No, I think that's a kit bash.
Kit bash?
I think that's a kit bash.
Okay, well, Lane, Josh is calling kit bash, and I'm not sure, so yeah. But very, very cool paint job. I love it. I like how you stayed dark with these skulls up here. Mm-hmm. Let's zoom in on that. Can we zoom in? Get some nice clear images of that, sort of. Oh yeah, look at the texture on that skin, man.
Yeah, it's good. That's really good.
Yeah, that's gross. That's awesome. I like the very subtle highlights you got going on in the flames here.
Rancid Rick?
He's Rancid Rick. He's Rancid Rick. Hansel? Hansel? Okay, let's go to the next one. Next one. I like it when I click something and nothing happens. There we go. Ooh. Went traditional with the Celestine. Very cool. I like it.
I really like that scheme.
I mean, it's a little out of focus, but I like how you stayed nice and tight on the scroll work on the scrolls. Very nice. Like the glowing eyes.
Yep.
I like the whole feeling of the models. Very, very cool. She fits right in, yet she's obviously, you know who she is. I think the sword, you probably could have went a little bit color on the sword, like a little bit of blues, purples, something like that, At least that's where I see it. Something kind of go with the glowing of her eyes, that power, just to show her power, and separate her from her girls. But otherwise, pretty damn awesome. And I like the model too. The model was a lot of fun to do. Oh, look at this.
Okay, he's one of the Glockham brothers. That's what it is.
Oh, okay. So he's a fully assembled like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this.
Nice.
That's really
very
nice. That's very nice. I love the work on the halberd. The halberd? Is that what it is? Halberd? Yeah, we'll say it's a halberd. Anyway. When I first saw this model, I immediately wanted to get it just to paint it. But I've never picked it up because I know I probably would not be able to spend, unless I did it for a quick tip, which I haven't done any fantasy.
It's a really big model though.
It is. But that's
she's
why.
Not regular.
Oh, I know.
Size,
yeah, I know. She was, because even her old version was big.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a big girl. She's a big elf chick or deity or something. Can't remember. Anyway, very nice. Obviously, I think that is work in progress. I believe, at least. Yeah, I would assume that's a work in progress. Yeah. I see overspray on these leaves here, so I assume that's not done. Oh, look at this guy. Love the colors. Mm-hmm. Nice and bright. Nurgly. I think this guy could have got the treatment with the veins. And I think the pustules, you could pick the pustules out to have a bit more of pimply kind of coloring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yellow head kind of thing. The oxidization on the sickle is pretty darn cool. I like it. Yeah. It's very nice. They're there together. Yeah, I think maybe not quite to this guy's extent, but definitely with the little veins on this guy. Just here and there.
Something else a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, there's a lot of area to play with on this guy, right? So, yeah. Late in the sandwich store. LOL, thanks. Just been flexing these hobby muscles. Getting all swole up. As he's sitting on his Sibian.
Hobby games.
Sibian? Oh, yeah, and I believe we've talked about this model before. I believe. Just be careful of, you know, because this is a good example of Sky Earth non-metallic metal or chrome, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously it's obviously Sky Earth because, you know, like you can see on their thighs and their chest here, you know what I mean? It shows the ground and it has the sky, right? The one thing I had suggested to him was that in your planning, if you knew what your base colors were going to be, you incorporate that into your model. Of course, some areas, you see how like the horizon line here goes this way.
Yep.
It wouldn't occur that way. It'd actually be more of like kind of this kind of moon-like shape coming down and around like that. You know, downward facing angles like here would show ground, and upward facing angles would show sky. Like here's a good example of it correctly. Most of the leg is correct, you know, but always remember that an angle pointing upwards is going to have more sky. An angle downwards is going to have more ground, you know. And of course, it's going to always have these little bright little edges where, you know, the light is meeting, or the horizon line, and you know, stuff like that. But otherwise, I think it's a fantastic example of, you know, the technique, right? Oh, some white scars.
Nice.
To go along with his...
I've seen these before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Like white scars or these models?
No, these models. Him and I have emailed back and forth.
Oh, okay.
A bunch.
Cool.
I remember him working on them.
There we go.
They're crisp. They're clean. I like them.
Mm-hmm. Very cool. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you for sending that in, Lane. That's awesome work. Very nice. And of course, yeah, he mentioned his Gilliman, but I guess he's not. I guess he didn't.
Said he's almost done.
Yeah, well, he is done it now.
Oh, he has done it. Oh, so he's already shared it on like Facebook or whatever.
Yeah, he showed it on Facebook, and so yeah. So thank you very much, Lane, for sending that in. What's he saying? I shared Greyfax on Facebook. Yeah, he shared Greyfax on Facebook, and I think I might have mentioned it. Some of the things there. I just was basically reiterating what I was talking about before. That was his first attempt at doing much non-metallic metal at all. Yeah, often that technique is often referred to as Sky Earth, or SENMM, as it's known around the internet. Anyway, Sky Earth.
That's what the kids are calling it nowadays.
Yeah, well, because you're showing the Sky Earth, right? Whereas non-metallic metal is just more reflective.
Shine,
yeah, it's more like
the light.
like a burnished metal kind of look, right? Versus Sky Earth, where it's a perfectly reflective surface that you're emulating, you know. Lane says, Josh, I'll email you Gilliman.
Thank you, sir. I want to see him.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't have to go to Facebook Way the Brush Facebook page or anything like that, but you know, whatever.
I'm kind of a big deal. I'll just have him email it to me.
Kind of a big deal. I don't want to brag,
but
I'm kind of a big deal. Greenleaf Terrain, there he is, at Kris. Standing desk. Now you have to tell everyone how standing desks are the best and everyone else is doing it wrong sitting. No, I'm not one of those guys. If I was a vegetarian, I wouldn't tell people I was a vegetarian. Because none of the business. And a standing desk, it's personal. I mean, I've wanted one for a while, and unfortunately now I have an excellent reason to have a standing desk, and so now I do have a standing desk. It's not because it's stylish or hip or anything like that, because of health reasons. Kris is a big fat diabetic, so kind of need one just to help, for health, because sitting all day is not good for you. Lucien Valensor. Is that how you say that last name? I've been saying it like that, but how would you say that?
Villasenor?
Villasenor? Villasenor? Villasenor? Oh, there's no N. Senior. Yeah, I've been saying it wrong. Anyway. Again,
you got a reputation to maintain,
yeah,
sir.
name butcher. Sorry. Did you see the email from Forgeworld today teasing changes coming to 40K?
Ooh.
The hype is real.
I haven't seen the Forge World email.
No, I didn't see the Forgeworld one either, but it might have just came out, and we've been doing this goofing off this for a bit. But no, I haven't seen it. Well, elaborate, please. Fill us in for those who are locked into prior engagements. One thing that I want, and we were just talking about this the other day because I was playing around with my vampire.
Yep.
I wish, I hope they don't get rid of the vampire, because it seems like they are. It's because you can't buy it anymore.
They're not producing it anymore. No.
They're not producing it anymore, and the last iteration in the rules lumped both the raider and hunter in the same category, and that's no bueno.
No.
It makes Eldar Kris very sad. I'm sure it makes the Gim happy because he hates Eldar cheese, but you know what? Anyway, Johnny Wraith, Greenleaf Terrain, he already did. I didn't tell everybody to get it.
No, I was superior.
Superior? I don't need a dust to feel superior. Anyway, Lane the Savage Story at Josh. It's been a while since chatted anyways. LOL. I'll make sure to email.
Sounds good. I get a lot of people email back and forth with.
Yeah, cool. That's good.
Well, yeah, I like looking at all the stuff that I can't paint.
Yeah. I don't know why anybody would send Josh painting things, because Josh doesn't paint. I mean, he can appreciate.
I appreciate it.
He can appreciate a good paint job, but as far as getting any kind of advice, he doesn't paint. He doesn't even paint his own models. When was the last time you painted them? What was the last thing you painted?
I painted Mechanicum yesterday.
Okay.
I don't enjoy painting, though. It's true.
Yeah. It takes him forever, and he'll always try and figure out a way to get out of painting his own miniatures. Yeah. I know. Johnny Wraith, he's been all super douchey about the whole thing. Don't let him fool you, Greenleaf. Kemanize. It's so loud compared to the other sound.
I think the email thing.
The email jingle? Oh. Well. Too bad. Again, my show. I'll have whatever volume I want. Aaron Seach, there he is. Aaron Seach. I received the GW email saying that this is the best version of 40K yet. Well, of course they're going to say that. They're not going to produce a new version and go, this one's pretty good. It's not bad. But then again, it's free. The rules are free.
I like the shift of how the Games Workshop is dealing with the rules and the interaction with the community, and I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah. Okay. What about this new change? Like supposed new change. Well, we know changes are coming, but what are you looking forward to of rumored stuff? I mean, really nothing's confirmed yet, because we're probably a month out from it.
I'm looking for essentially not a complete reset of the game, but close to it. Like I said, similar to what they did from 2nd to 3rd edition. Like, I started playing in 3rd edition, and if you look at the current iteration of what 7th is, it's a patchwork nightmare of a game.
Yep.
So they need to just kill it off, start it fresh. And I don't mean the lore or anything like that. Keep the exact lore, but all the game concepts, like the
mechanics,
the core mechanics of the game, like toughness compared to armor value. It doesn't make sense. You gotta do something about that. Get rid of that.
Yeah. Do you think they will?
I really hope they will. I really hope they will.
Well, because from 2nd edition to 3rd edition, one of the big changes I noticed as an Eldar player was the Wraith Knight, or Wraith Lord. Went from being an armor value like a dreadnought, because he was a dreadnought.
Yep.
And then he went to a toughness, and he went to toughness 8, and that was he's the toughest thing in the game.
Yeah.
Up to that point, right? He was the toughest thing in the game.
I remember them just being crazy too. Like that was a big deal.
He was in 2nd edition. He was like the toughest dreadnought.
Yep.
And he had the higher armor values, but they made the switch to toughness for it, and whereas everything else stayed a dreadnought, he went.
And there's the state that dreadnoughts are in,
he didn't stay like a Space Marine dreadnought or anything like that. He became a living creature.
Yep. the idea that like they've already been doing it. So if you buy a box of 40k minis, they've got the rules in the box. They're right there. Yep. So
kind of borrowing it from Privateer Press, I feel.
Well, the concept with free rules, there's the rules because you can get them. Like if you look at what they do with Age of Sigmar, you can download 99% of all the rules online. You just have to buy the fluff book to get the artifacts and the command traits. Mm-hmm. So basically, like your unique artifacts and your warlord traits if you're thinking 40k. Otherwise, it's all right there. I love the fact that AOS is a tiny rule book. It's like 4 pages.
Yeah.
And all of the rules are just on the unit cards. It's everything just flows really smooth.
Okay, so if you're going to take like an Age of Sigmar thing.
Yep.
And then you're going to bring it to 40k using the similar kind of model, what do you think, like, for example, like flyers, right?
Yep.
They're going to keep flyers in the game.
Yep.
Because flyers are part of 40k now.
Yep.
So nothing's getting lost.
They're not going to lose anything, no.
We're not going to lose anything, so we're still going to keep flyers. Mm-hmm. So how do flyers get treated in the new version of 40k?
Well, as far as what makes them different from a regular vehicle?
Sure, yeah, sure.
You can keep the whole snapfire mechanic.
Okay.
Okay, 6 is the hit. Other than that, I don't see what you'd have to change that much about flyers specifically. Like transports and all that, I'd love to see transports work the way that they're going to work in Age of Sigmar, or at least with that first dwarf transport that came out.
Right.
You get in and out in the hero phase, and when you jump out of your transport, you still act normally. You still get your regular movement, you still get your regular shooting, you still get your regular assault if you want to. Mm-hmm. There's a whole ton of things here that they just kind of simplify and they, like I said, trim a lot of the fat. I like to see the rulebook go way, way, way smaller. More complex than what Age of Sigmar is currently at.
Right.
But again, I don't want to buy... What's a 40k rulebook worth nowadays? It's over $100, I assume.
Yeah, they're expensive.
That's such a...
Never mind the hardcover.
Exactly. That's...
Or the special collector's edition, or the special gamers edition, or...
Right. I don't get it. That's so prohibitive to having people get into the game.
Right, yeah.
That, you know, I don't condone it anyway, but everybody's going to pirate the rules and not want to pay for that expensive book. Why not change your business model to...
And that was the thing with older Games Workshop under the previous management, right? It was that everything had to be very exclusive feeling. It was all about the exclusivity of... You know, this is a limited runs, and you know this and that, and I mean everything was, you know, very collector's edition. It was all about collections and you know stuff like that. Didn't work. Didn't work. More gamers than there are collectors, and the gamers want what they want, and gamers also drive sales more than collectors.
That's true. You can't completely ignore one group. I know they didn't completely ignore the gamers,
right?
But they really kind of said, well, we're a model company making models. Yeah. And they've changed that. They've changed that whole idea and concept.
And tournaments and stuff like that. You know, like 40k tournaments. I've mentioned before. Like 40k tournaments are laughable. You can't have a tournament system on such a random game where everything is random.
That's the thing I chuckle about. You know, you play the game. You play the game for fun. It's not it's set up to be a competitive game.
It's not War Machine. It's not Infinity. It's
Now the way that they're going with it, though, what do you think about the fact that they're talking about once a year they're going to rejig the points? That at least help keep some semblance of balance here.
Sure, but that also falls into the dangerous category that if they want to push more of a certain model, they can make it better. They can make the points.
They can tweak the points,
Yeah, they can tweak the points, they can tweak the profile, whatever, right? And you know what I mean?
They
so, for example, like Space Marine Scouts, they're falling behind on Space Marine Scout sales. They want to up the sales on that because they produce, maybe they overproduced units of them. Well, let's adjust their points, or let's give them some other options or something like that, and bang, all of a sudden Space Marine Scout sales go through the roof for the next year. And then the year following, the points go up again, and the rules change, and maybe this option's not available to them anymore, and you know what I mean? When you get into that kind of tweakiness, I mean, like
they have the option to abuse it, like you're saying, totally. But I mean, I think it's worth having the faith to say that let's hope that they don't do that, and let's hope that they use the system to keep the points balanced, the game more fun, and that should be the focus on it.
Hopefully that's what they're. Hopefully, and I mean, like this huge 180 that we've seen out of Games Workshop over the course of the year. It's really only been a year, eh?
For AOS?
No, for Games Workshop.
Oh,
for this whole turnaround of Games Workshop.
I think
being social again, and you know what I mean, like all this stuff.
Yeah, But I think what they're doing is the. Did you ever play Fantasy or no?
Fantasy? Yeah, I did play Fantasy. Johnny Wraith saying true, but that's also the cynical way of viewing things. I'm a cynical guy. I mean, I figured you knew that, Johnny.
That's good, though. That's good. Usually I'm the one that has to be the cynical kind of red team, like it's going to be bad person.
Oh, it's always good.
So it's nice to be able to be the positive one. But okay, so yeah, did you play Fantasy or no?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Bretonnians, man. Bretonnians all the way.
Do you remember the switch from, I think it was 5th to 6th when they did Ravening Hordes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's similar enough to what they're going to do with 40k.
Okay.
Because they said none of the books are valid. So we're going to get these temporary rules of all the different armies that are going to hopefully be semi-balanced to each other, and then they'll start to have the books come out.
Maybe, yeah. I can see that. I mean, like, there's like books. I mean, like print is pretty dead, right? It's pretty dead.
Well, when I say book, I mean like however they want to release
Right.
it. You know, the rules for.
But I mean, what another one of my big pet peeves, and this is I hope Games Workshop is listening right now, and I think I might have mentioned this in the past, but like when you buy a friggin' codex for $100, you should get the E version for free. Get a little rebate code, little unlocks the thing in the iPad, and bang, you get the digital version. Why? Because when you buy a Blu-ray these days, you get the Blu-ray, you get the DVD, you get the special edition stuff, and you get a downloadable code where you can download the damn movie and have it on any of your devices. I don't know why Games Workshop can't do a similar thing like that. If I spend $100 friggin' on a book, that's probably going to last me a year because they're going to change the effing points on me.
They're going to change the points, so they're not going to change the. That's what I'm saying. That's the good thing about the General's Handbook approach, because they can change the points in the General's Handbook. Because when they typically are,
and so this is a book I have to buy every year.
The General's Handbook, yeah, it's like $30. Who cares?
$30 is $30. Some kids are on a budget, man. They can't even afford $5 paint.
Well, then they're probably the ones pirating it. What do you want to say, Chris? It's not a perfect situation.
It's not a perfect situation.
If we want, it's basically their way to patch the game.
I guess. I mean, I just don't like subscription-based type crap. Free play, pay-to-play kind of stuff. I hate that. I mean, I play Clash of Clans all the time. And that's a pay-to-play. And I've paid to play once or twice. But I don't like games where the more I pay, the better I play.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's the danger of these kinds of things.
Yep.
Is the more I pay, the better I play. Go to a tournament. Well, I spent $5,000 on my army. He only spent $500, and I'm going to win the tournament because his army's crap.
Just play better.
No, but that's no. But that's the problem with that pay to play model, and that's what it looks like it's shifting to. Is that kind of thing?
No, that's how it's been for years. They're getting away from that. It was buy the newest army that just came out.
Yeah.
It's really good. A month later, well, now this other new army is way better.
Yeah, when they had a certain writer on their team.
He's back. Oh. They hired him back.
Well, I guess they loved his writing, I guess. Either way, hopefully that model goes away.
Nice, Johnny Wraith.
What's that? Oh, don't worry. They'll be set at 8th edition for rectal use only. You'll be okay. And I will stick it in the rectum. The Gim. I won't say print is dead. I love having books and and enjoy reading the way. I do agree, though, you should get the PDF version of it. Yes, you totally should. You should get, if you buy the physical copy, you should get the PDF.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
I don't disagree with that. That would be
should
nice.
Be a given. Because, I mean, the damn thing was created on a friggin' computer. All they have to do is hit one button called export, and exports it as a downloadable PDF. Right? And then when they have that PDF, they send it to the printers. The printer prints it out. But all you got to do is provide that little code. The work is already done.
How many rules are... You look at the Age of Sigmar approach. How many of the rules are actually in the army book anymore? Not many.
True.
You don't need the army book for much for AOS.
True.
Complainer.
Oh, I'm talking about codexes.
No.
Like
I'm talking about army book. It's a codex for AOS.
Yeah.
It's got the formations in it and the artifacts.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we see what we see.
I'm looking forward to it.
Late in the sandwich store. Nope, print is better. I didn't say print was worse or better. I said print is dead. The smell and taste of things is where it is, and it's why I paint for the smell and tastes. Well, don't forget, there's taste buds in your rectum. Aaron Seach, do you think square bases will happen for 8th edition 40k? Do you think you're going to square bases?
It'd be lovely. I would laugh so hard.
You know what, though? Square bases are a really great way to determine 90-degree angles.
Yep.
Right?
For facing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I can't think there. I remember back when Age of Sigmar was being announced as being a thing and people freaked out about round bases. Around the same time, and I think it was in a White Dwarf, there was pictures of ultramarine tanks on four-sided bases. And it just so happened to be that it was one of the staff's armies, and he had always been putting his tanks onto those bases because he thought it looked more crisp and nice.
Yeah, it looks more like a diorama piece.
Right.
Yeah.
And everybody lost their mind saying that. Oh, now they're changing fantasy to round bases, and 40k is going to four-sided bases, and just hilarious.
Yeah, that's funny. I mean, the internet's going to bitch no matter what happens. I mean, I'm bitching right now already, and nothing's even confirmed.
I mean, I'm used to the complainingness. If you watch my bat reps,
yeah,
read the comment section. Ugh.
Yeah, why is it that a lot of people bitch in your bat reps?
It's because I'm pretty. Yeah,
okay.
it's my.
But nobody bitches here.
My attractiveness. What?
I said nobody bitches here.
Well, because I'm not usually on your show.
Kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Saba Cerez, hey monkeys. The once and the poo flinging started without me. I'm this once. This once? You're this once. I was once this. Then I was that.
I'm this once.
But now I'm back to being this.
Because of the poo flinging.
Laying the sandwich joy. Round bases look better.
They do.
They do look better. Round bases or oval? Because some models have those oval bases, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or should they always be round?
Well, I mean, anything. If you don't have no right angles, I think looks good.
No right angles. Like an octagon?
Octagon is closer to looking nice.
Hexagon?
But I like smooth edges on the bases.
What about a trapezoid? Could you have a trapezoid base?
I would accept a trapezoid base.
Isosceles triangle. Anyway. Saba. Late. Yeah, I know you're late. I get it. Lucian, we need some way to tell the difference between 40k and 30k armies. I'm down for that. I'm down for that too. How can you tell the difference between the 30k Space Marine army, like 30k Ultramarines versus 30k or 40k Ultramarines?
We'll stand in front of them, and if they Fury the Legion you, then they're a 30k army.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you need to differentiate between the two different ones, because part of the nice thing about them is that some armies you can go back and forth between both systems, use them for both systems.
Sure. Yeah. I suppose. I mean, really, does a difference need to be there?
I don't think so.
No. I mean, well, you can have, because I mean, you'd have 30k World Eaters and 40k World Eaters. That's two different things.
Yeah.
And they look totally different.
Yeah, okay, so that's one of the legions. That, there was a big tension.
They're huge freaking, because their armor goes red. They have great big freaking things off their heads.
Well, when did that shift change to having them look like that?
I don't know. If you're some point in the warp, I would assume.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, it's easy enough to say, if you're going to go ahead and play, because when they talk about the Siege of Terra, the Siege of Terra, when the Traitor Legions show up, a lot of them looked pretty different.
Yeah.
So you could play with your 30k World Eaters, or sorry, your 40k World Eaters in 30k, and it's just later in the heresy. They're more corrupt. I don't think they all get together and timed it and everybody paint their armor now. Get rid of the blue and white.
You don't know that. Orders come down from high command. One day you're doing one thing, next thing you're doing the other.
I don't think they're organized enough.
I think they are. I think the misconception that chaos is just chaotic. That's a misconception, because nothing would get done. Nothing would get done if they were that chaotic.
13 Black Crusades, and then Failbadon hasn't done anything yet.
If orcs can muster a war on just randomness, I think Space Marines are a little bit more organized.
Not the Chaos ones.
Chaos. It's all... No, we're just running around. Like, Blood for the Blood God, right? Khorne Berserkers. They'd never work together. If every day you gotta spill blood, every day you gotta spill blood.
It's like people in the office.
They all constantly killing each other all day until they got to the fight.
It's us.
You get like 1,000 of them together, and by the time you got to the war zone, there's 2. It's like,
there's 3 content producers, and Matt can't keep all 3 of us in the same room at the same time.
Yeah, that's like herding cats.
I know, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you couldn't have us all paint our shirts a certain color at a certain time. There's only 3 of us.
If he said, this is how much you're getting paid, and if you don't wear it, you're not getting paid, you'd see everybody wearing that color.
I don't think you would.
I think you would. I think he said you're not getting paid today.
I think he'd see none of us doing it because we're all going, nah. He'll pay us. Just watch.
The Gim. I want them to change the angles on tank armor. It should be like Flames of War. If the enemy is in front of you, then it hits the front. No more fighting over angles. You want them to change the angles on tanks armor.
Yeah, and just how it works, yeah.
But no more fighting over angles. So you want to bring the angles back, but you don't want to be fighting over if you can see the front or back.
He wants to
anymore?
simplify the system.
Gotcha.
And
Who's saying message retract? Why do you retract it? What did he say?
I assume I don't know.
He might have dropped like an F-bomb or something. I don't know. No, that wouldn't filter that because people drop F-bombs all the time.
I almost did. I almost just said, I think you just said this.
But yeah, Gim wants angles, tank angles. What do you think? Do you think they should bring back front armor, side armor, top armor, back armor? You know, do you think they should bring back armor values like that? And
no, I think they should get rid of the armor value system altogether.
Armor value system altogether. Okay, so what replaces armor values?
If you look at the system that they use, okay, so it's not perfect, but if you look at bolt action, bolt action uses a to wound system for everything.
So tanks are wounded.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way it works is like if you're shooting at, I'm trying to think of the bigger armor values. So like my Tiger tank, you need to roll a 10 to wound him on a D6. So you need to use a weapon that at least has a +4.
Gotcha.
And that's how you do it. Because that's how you can make Terminators super, super tough, is say that, you need an 8 to wound a Terminator. Because they don't have an AP system in bolt action.
Right.
They have a bonus to wound, essentially.
Okay.
So saying, Terminators are treated like light vehicles. You need a weapon that gives you at least a +1 or +2 to wound them, because they are a 7 or 8 to wound.
So like a tank shooting at a guy, it automatically just tears him apart. Realistically, of course. It's because they would already have like a +4.
Well, I mean, it
you wouldn't need to roll.
With certain stuff, yeah. Yeah, you're just going to kill one guy off. Infantry in that, I think they do... No, it's basically tougher to hit infantry, because they use the cover system as well, where it's minuses to hit for cover.
Right, but if you do hit him, though, and it's something that's +4 damage, then he's
dead.
You don't roll.
No, you don't. At some point, you don't need to roll.
Right, so there's automatic thing.
Yep, some weapons, if you hit some poor little infantryman with an 88, well, he died.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's...
But anything to simplify the system,
and that's my big thing too about 40K and fantasy as well, is unlike War Machine, and I like War Machine system, where basically you have a roll to hit and then you have a roll to damage, and that's it. Even the it's not feeling no pain. It's tough is kind of annoying in the game too. It really shouldn't be in the game, but a roll to hit, a roll to wound, and that's it. And that determines the fate of the character. 2 rolls. 40K has a roll to hit, right, which is pretty generic.
Right.
Usually it's either a 3 better, 4 better. It's pretty much the same all the way. And then, of course, you have a roll to wound or damage. And then the thing can get like a cover save. It has invulnerable saves. It has a feel no pain save. You know what I mean? You have all these different ways of saving something, whereas it should be just straight up a hit roll and a damage roll. Did you damage your target?
Yep.
You know what I mean? It should be difficult to hit your target, and it should be difficult to damage your target.
Right.
And that's it.
I wouldn't. Yeah, there's some idea of some kind of a save roll. I don't mind, but it should be. It should be simple. Things like cover should not increase your roll to save yourself. Cover should make you tougher to hit.
Because basically, how it breaks down is your opponent has one chance essentially to hurt you, to hit roll. Then you have as the opponent have a difficult chance of rolling damage, and then your opponent gets to save that damage. That means that's a 2 to 1 odd difference of you successfully saving your character.
I would agree with you up until the point that we are using a D6 system.
We are using.
If we used a D10, a D12, a D20 system, I would agree with you. You can cut out. I think you keep the save rolls in some way if you're using a D6 system.
Sure, but I don't see Games Workshop switching from the D6.
They won't. So, I mean, they're going to continue to have kind of a save system. But any way to kind of just, like I said, cut the crap out of it.
But, I mean, like, it's dumb, though. I mean, like, it's... The defender always has that 2 to 1 advantage in regards to odds of rolls.
Yep.
And that's complete BS.
You just make the shooting more brutal.
No, but then he still gets a chance to save.
You make it easier to hit and to wound him.
No, but it already is too easy to hit and wound because, I mean, Space Marines are always hitting stuff on 3 or betters.
Okay.
So that's a 2 and 3 chance he always hits something.
Yep.
Right?
Well, then you need to make it that much tougher to wound him because Like, I get the save is one of the few things that differentiates between, power armor Marine and some guy with flak armor.
I suppose. Because, I mean, like, you have, like, 3 different modes of saving, right? You have armor save, you have cover save, you have vulnerable saves. Oh, and then you have feel no pain. So 4. You have 4 things.
Wait a minute. I agree. You got to cut some of those out.
You got to get rid of some of this crap, these saves.
Yep.
Because there's nothing that benefits you in shooting. There's no benefit in shooting.
Yep.
There's no hindrance. There's no benefits.
But that's where you need to take the cover to being the benefit and hindrance to shoot.
Right. Exactly. And I mean, back in second edition.
Yep.
Back in second edition, yeah, you had those to hit modifiers and things like that.
I'll tell you what. Okay, so I'll take you and I'll show you the system that Bolt Action uses after we're done on this. And the only issue why I think you couldn't port that directly over to like a 40K is the fact that it's just guys without much armor on.
Right.
There's no way to differentiate with that power.
But that's just abstract. I mean, an infantryman in clothing and a space marine and adamantium armor. That's just an abstraction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that's not. There's no difference in those playing pieces. That's in your brain that you see.
But one should be way tougher to kill than the other one.
In the way they, But as far as mechanics are concerned, no. You can still just create dice rolls and whatever arbitrary values you determine. That's just in your brain that a human infantryman versus a space marine.
Yep.
That there's a difference there. There's no difference. It's you perceive the difference.
Well, that's the whole flavor of the game.
Right.
The Marine should be tougher to kill because they're
right. Because I mean, throwing a space marine into bolt action or flames of war or whatever. Right. He should be like a tank.
Yeah.
He should be super hard to kill.
So you increase that to wound. Yeah. They could definitely do that. Right. I don't think it would be the perfect system, but I think they could pull something off. Because if you look at the guys that wrote Bolt Action, it was Alessio Cavorte and Rick Priestley. They're kind of big names when it comes to Game Workshop. You know what I mean? Like somebody may have heard them before.
They used to, but I mean only if you know your history.
Yeah,
it's been a very long time. I mean, we're getting to the point now where there's guys in this hobby that Andy Chambers. Who the hell's Andy Chambers?
He's that guy from Blizzard, right?
Yeah, he's the guy from Blizzard.
Yeah. That's sad. Well, I mean, it's not sad that he's working Blizzard. It's sad that people don't realize the influence. That
I don't know. I think that's a move up. No, because video games are way more popular than wargaming. Anywho, back to the comments here. The GIM, like on a Predator tank, it is useless to have 13 armor. It's so easy to get a side hit or front armor. It has a 13 on its front, but it's so easy to hit it on its side.
Okay, I get you. Yeah.
So he's saying, it's just too easy to avoid its front and go for its sides.
Yep.
Sure. Well, I mean, that's positioning, dude. I mean, that's tactics.
Yeah, you can't get away from that a whole lot.
I mean, if you had your Predator tank and he's in the street, and I mean, like, his flanks are covered by the buildings, you're not shooting at that tank's side.
Yep.
You have to shoot its front.
Yep.
Right? I mean, Jim, I'm not trying to tell you how to play the game, but, learn to play the game.
Well, I mean, like, you shouldn't... Tank versus...
He's right. You son of a bitch! Eldar suck! Eldar, he's just going to spam that now.
Yeah, having overly maneuverable vehicles is kind of a... Yeah, I don't know, though. Tank-on-tank combat should be that kind of knife fight of who can get a side hit in first. Yeah,
definitely. It should be like World of Tanks, where you're both positioning and you're trying to go for maximum deflections and you know what I mean. Like a tank, that's a tank. Realistically, right on the front is the shortest amount of distance penetration. So when he's on his side like that, right, it's thicker armor. It should actually when you shoot.
Well, they've helped the designs of the tanks a little bit over the years, but yeah.
I don't know, 40K.
40K.
A Rhino's a box. Where's a Rhino?
Why no?
Rhino's a box.
I was talking real life now.
Real life.
The box.
Well, everything, like an Abram, it deflects, and of course he has ceramic armor and blah blah blah, and all these crazy gizmos. Anyway, the GIM shot fired. Lucian at GIM, Kris is trying to say you need better tactics. I'm not saying it.
I think he's trying to. I think the phrase is "get good."
Get good. Yeah,
I think that's what you're looking for.
Saba, LOL. Okay, everyone spam Eldar suck on 3. Go ahead, Eldar suck. I mean, that's why I collect them, because they're awesome.
Because of the maximum suckage.
The suckage, yeah. Because I mean, if they suck, and they bring all the D, then you tell me. I mean, what are they sucking? Destroyer. That's right. Anyway, let's do an email. Let's do this jingle because I love this jingle.
Email time. Email time.
Do you have an email jingle?
No, I don't. Somebody sent me one.
Yeah. This is from Derek. No online handle? No. We'll just say Derek. Derek. Anyway, Derek. I used GW paint for this. I mixed blue glaze with Stormhost Silver and Caldor Sky and medium. It doesn't look like it wants to mix at first, but if you keep at it for about 10 seconds, you'll get it, what you see in the pics. Works best applied in thin coats. I used Lead Belcher and Stormhost highlights beforehand. Hope it helps.
How many thin coats?
How many thin coats? Probably 2. I'm guessing that's what the current meme is, right? 2.
Just Duncan trying to sneak onto your channel.
Poor Duncan. He's going to go down for that, you know what I mean? Like, poor guy. I mean, he's such a nice guy, and he's 2 thin coats. 2 thin coats.
He doesn't seem to even be fazed by it, though.
Well, he can't. Because he's on the corporate thing, right? So
Yep.
So anywho, blue metallic.
Okay.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think you could have achieved the same results just going with the silvers and then laying the Gilliman blue on top. I mean, mixing it gives you a slightly different result. It gives you a bit more of that metallic readback, that sheen from the metallics. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, you could have just went with a couple glazes of Gilliman blue and get that same result. But, you know, to each his own. I mean, it does give you a slightly different effect, slightly different flavor.
It might be something to be said for the simplicity of just getting to having one mix and just having to go over it over and
Sure,
over again.
yeah.
Not having to switch paints.
Yeah, definitely.
Switch brushes.
I don't see it that way, but yeah, I get you what you mean. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, normally for myself, I mean, I would do the layering process, but I'm only ever working on one model.
1 minute at a time.
And whereas somebody who's got like 10, 15 of these to do,
Yep.
he's going to work out the
I definitely can see that. Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely see it too. Yeah, I mean, and that's not the way my brain often works because, you know, I'm not having to do so many models at once. Yeah. No, I get it.
No, I totally see where he's coming from with that one.
I get it.
Being a non-paint loving type.
Yeah.
I like it.
I like the scheme. I like it's almost monochromatic with just the red and the blue elements.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like Sin City, you know, this kind of grayscale, and then you have the colors thrown in for flavor.
I dig it.
I dig it too. I like it actually. And he's what? He's a Raven Guard kind of thing.
Yeah, he's going Raven Guard for most of these. I think the Terminators had the
they had the symbol on them. Yeah.
So
I like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. That looks like from.
That is the. They just did he's having a head swap. That's one of the Death Watch guys.
Okay.
I'm like 90% sure of it.
But there's only 10% chance of that.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty sure that's one of the Death Watch guys.
Is that it? That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you, Derek, for sending that in. Awesome stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And again, always feel free to send in emails. And of course, this applies to everybody. Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below, or actually, it's down in that description down there. Somewhere over here, there's a button where you can click it.
I think everybody knows my email at this point.
Yeah. Or of course, if you want to email Josh as well, Josh@miniwargaming.com.
Every one of my bat reps ends with that. People are making fun of me for it now.
What, that your email?
Well, I'm pretty sure I can just record my outro for every single game and just hit play because it sounds the exact same every single time.
You just become very monotone over it.
I got a monotone voice when I'm trying not to swear or offend anybody. My voice gets super monotone. So in bat reps.
Clayton Tate. Wargamer Duncan is well aware of the 2 coats meme. That Christmas episode was a compilation of him saying 2 thin coats over and over. No, I know. I know. I had a chance to sit down with Duncan. It was very illuminating.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do another email. This one is from Frederick. Hello again, Kris. Well, hello, Frederick. I sent in some pictures to you last December. I really appreciated your critique. Well, thank you. Been working on my... What is that word? My Edhills? I don't know what
Edge highlights be you going for, maybe?
Is that what he's going for?
I don't know.
Okay, anywho. Yeah, you're throwing me off, Frederick, with this word here. I'm afraid Anyway. I am now a bit over 1 year into the hobby and enjoying painting more and more with each mini. I somehow feel like I'm shifting more and more towards aiming for more realistic look. I have included some of my work of late, listed in chronological order, and would love to hear your thought on where I should aim to improve next. Best regards, Frederick. There is a part second email with the rest of the pictures. Okay, so this is a two-parter, and so here is Frederick's work. Come on. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, these are really
nice.
Yeah, these are really, really nice. I like the little blend he's got going on the barding.
Yep,
barding. Yeah, barding. I really, really like that. I think the whole scheme works really well. The really warm quality of the gold and the purple. I like the teal elements on this guy's craft. Can we get a little zoom in here? Oh yeah, we can get some zoom in here.
Cetra looks good.
Yeah, nice attention to detail. All the little elements on him.
It's clean, it's crisp, yeah.
It's clean and crisp, yes, definitely.
I appreciate that a lot.
Yes.
I am curious to see the rest of his work, though, because he says he goes towards more of a realistic and getting away from that kind of more, I guess, I would say cartoony.
It's cartoony. I mean, it's not insulting to say it's cartoony, because cartoony works. On the tabletop,
really well.
Yeah, cartoony works. I mean,
for Games Workshop models,
this
especially.
is a huge ass base too.
Yeah.
Is this the base that it comes on?
I think so. That's the base that he comes on.
Really?
Right.
Wow, that's huge. Okay, so next piece. Oh, look at these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see again. I like the cartoony look on models. Oh, they look like obsidian. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's got the like obsidian jade
So
look going on.
I could see like on the knee joints and everything like that. It's a little bit tough on like fingers and things like that, right? Because you don't have the space, but where you do have the opportunity to make it shine, of course you do.
With the skull and all that. Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, I really like that. I like the overall color scheme. I like the hints of that green in there with the black, and then the way the deep red works with just the little gold accents here and there.
Mm-hmm.
The gold actually acts more like a neutral color in this regard, because it's more of a brown quality, right?
Yep.
First things that jump out are the green and the red elements, then with the black, and of course the unit leader. Well, I assume is the unit leader with this big beak. You know,
the second one.
He's got it too.
They could have two different unit leaders, though.
Sure, yeah.
I think these guys are normally in squads of 3.
But really nice and clean. I really like that. I don't see any faults here. I don't see like any
Nothing sticks out as just like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, like something that he could have improved upon. I think he's improving overall really well.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think it's excellent. It's a nice high tabletop. Oh, look at this. That's cool. Like the weathering on the bottom of the cloak. It's kind of tough weathering a yellow or even like lighter colors to get, especially if your weathering is going to be light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's kind of a tough one.
But you can see the shift in that it is more kind of subdued, muted, realistic looking though.
Yeah. Like the cloth here looks a little bit more single tone here. I mean, you know. No, I like the bone. I like this way he's done the bone. It's kind of a dirty, aged kind of bone. I like it. What, dirty, aged bone?
There's something with that phrasing. I don't know.
Dirty, aged bone? Why? What's wrong with dirty, aged bone?
Could be my my username on some website somewhere.
Dirty, aged bone? Got a dirty bone. Anyway. Yeah. No, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
It's very cool. Is that like a metallic green he went there, or is that just the way it's highlighted? That's the way it's highlighted. Oh, I like the highlights here on the staff. It's almost like non-metallic metal.
On the standard there, yeah.
Yeah. It's like there's a central glow to the skull almost.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very cool. It's very striking, very eye-catching. I like it. Yes, sir. I like it. Is that it? Nope.
There's more.
There's more. This guy with his whip going right out of the frame here. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, honestly, Frederick, I don't really like your painting's nice and clean. I mean, I think your next area where you're gonna head is, you know, more tighter glazing, more transitions. If you mentioned that you're gonna go for more realistic tones, I mean, obviously you're gonna want to increase your technique for blends and glazes and things of that nature. Because I mean, like, obviously, this is obviously still a layered highlight. I think that's really where your next evolution will come in.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I think also going for painting the non-metallic metal effect on metals. I think obviously that'll be your next way you evolve. But otherwise, I mean, no. I mean, like, they're good paint jobs, man. They're just good, solid paint jobs. Oh, look at this. And they're eye-catching, man. Your color
They
scheme,
really are, yeah.
Your color scheme is spot on. It's eye-catching. It's not... it's not cartoony. I think it's nice and bright. I love the obsidian effect you've got going on everything. I get it. I get that it's an obsidian effect you're going for, or like a marble, obsidian or marble. This looks
some form of stuff.
This looks like more like a marble effect, but I mean, either way, it's still the same effect he's got going on.
Because in the lore of these guys, they're all the ones that look like this are supposed to be like stone guardians. They're all supposed to be, yeah. So what's getting me really kind of pumped is that they look the way they're supposed to in the lore. That fits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I kind of like the little handle you got him sitting on.
Looks familiar almost.
Looks familiar. Anywho, excellent work, Frederick. I don't, I really, like, in any of those examples you sent, there's nothing there that I would say, well, you got to do this, you should do this. I would have went here, and I think they're spot on. Oh wait, he said there was 2 parts to this.
Yeah, there's 2 parts.
Okay, oops, we forgot about the second part to his email.
The other 8 pictures.
The other 8 pictures that he sent here. So let's go here, boom. Oh, look at this guy.
Yep.
So here, yeah, see, he's going. He's starting to go a little bit more subdued colors. See, look, the flesh, the blue of the cloth is really not quite as vibrant. You know what I mean? It's a little darker in areas. Mm-hmm. The flesh is really nice, actually. Yeah, I mean, again, I can pretty much see that really it's a tighter glazing and blending that you're going to be heading down. These guys have a very stylized approach. I gotta have a little closer look at this little guy here. I like that.
That's good. Yeah,
I like that. He plays so nicely with the colors because you had that blue, and you have this pink here that plays really nice with the blue. But then you have this orange, which is just eye catching. And it's very, very cool. Where's that little skull from?
That's one of the Beastman skulls, I think.
Is it? Oh,
yep.
Okay. It's pretty cool. Obviously, he likes to use his tufts.
Yep.
Tough enough. Oh, here we go.
There we go.
So, yeah. So here's something that venture into more realism.
Yep.
I like it. It's nice and clean. Yeah. Again, I think I can see your next venture is going to be into the non-metallic metal scheme. Mm-hmm. Like going for swords and the handles, doing the gold elements and stuff like that, painting those instead of you relying on metallics to get the effect. I mean, personally, I like metallics. I like the effect it gives. I mean, non-metallic metal does have its place, especially in display pieces, but I prefer metallics for gaming pieces.
Right.
When you're relying on the ambient light. Oh, look at this. This is eye-catching as all hell. Where are you getting these wonderful color schemes? These are great.
Yeah, this is top-notch stuff.
Yeah. His bases, they look like the green stuff, and then he just lops them off. Eh?
Chops them.
But the rough edges works.
It works really well, actually.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd like him if because I look at the difference between that one and the smooth one and the kind of rough one, and I like the rough one a lot more.
Yeah, they're just kind of lopped off, because also the way the shade wash dried on it gives it a different effect too. But I like this color scheme. It looks like he got this unit done in relatively short order. Like I can see, like he used heavy wash on it and then started applying his highlights. Again, he's still layering his highlights, but there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody layers the highlights on. Mm-hmm. A majority of people layer their highlights. Paper banner, really nice. I think a little bit of a ripple to the banner, I think would be really cool. just so it feels like it's flowing in the wind, not so rigid, you know.
Yep.
But yeah, otherwise, I like the color scheme. I'm curious as to what is inspiring these color schemes. I'm curious about that. Frederick, if you're listening to this, what is the inspiration for your color schemes? Please let me know. Is it history? Because it's almost a realistic scheme. So
That could be
peacock feathers. I mean, like that really kind of, you know. I mean, like back in the day, that would be a bright yellow coat, right?
Yep.
And they have just the tan pants and the tan boots. You know, just the little blue elements. Really, the feathers in their coat are really what defines them. But I mean, you know, a lot of peasant armies that really would only be your defining elements.
Mm-hmm.
But really nice work, and I love that he's got his big thumb in the way too. No, I'm just teasing. It's great. It's a great picture. No, it's.
I love everything about these. Yeah, they're really good.
And these are what for Age of Sigmar? These are Empire?
Those aren't. I don't think so.
No.
No, those are. He might be using them for that. I don't think they're AOS minis at all. They don't look familiar for old Empire stuff.
Frostgrave or something.
This might be Frostgrave, or this might be one of the Warlord historical games or something. I'm not sure.
Well, the models look pretty big. Like they look like standard 28 mil.
Yeah, Warlord does everything in 28 mil.
Oh, do they? Oh.
Yeah, that's they do bolt action plus all those other games.
Oh, Frederick is here. Yes, he's a historian. Ace guess. Ace guess.
He's saying that was a good guess.
Oh, it was a good guess.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, awesome work. Again, Frederick, I don't really. I mean, it's more. I think your next points of growth are going to be in your technique. I mean, your color schemes. I mean, those are really inspiring. I'd like to know what inspires. Oh, the Dogs of War. Oh, those are classic models.
Okay.
Those are classic. That's what they are. Those are the Italian, not Italian, but Chilean
mercenaries.
Mercenaries.
Marksmen of, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So those are some old school models. Okay.
See, if I would be so bold as to even make a suggestion or something, I'd love to see you try scooping up, I guess, one of the Warlord minis, or, you know, like a Stug or a Sherman tank or something. From a whole different kind of the Frederick, Frederick.
And see his try on.
And I'd love to see you try painting up a Sherman or something like that, or doing some airborne, or taking some cues from some historical stuff and seeing what you can do with it. Because if you look at the progression of his painting, I'd love to see what he could do with bolt action minis or something like that. That would be up my alley. I don't know if it'd be something that would interest him, but
yeah, sure.
To see if you could do something more realistic.
It's an all Dogs of War AOS project.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Are Dogs of War part of?
No, I don't think so. But it's easy enough to figure out what rules you can use for them. Yeah. The system's very nice in that way. But yeah, that's a really cool.
Do you think that kind of latitude, like in Age of Sigmar, to go back to?
Yep.
Game changes. Do you think that kind of latitude in Age of Sigmar is going to be ported over to 40K?
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, they went out of their way to say we're not going to invalidate anybody's minis here. Right. You know, we're not going to tell you can't play with anything anymore. So, getting back to just playing the game for fun. Yeah. Instead of trying to build a game that could be a tournament game, then you can kind of take it less seriously if you want to have fun. Yeah. You know, make a game that, you know, is just fun and simple and basic, and if you want to crank it up and be competitive, you can do it that way. Yeah. I think that was in my opinion, that was one of the failings of War Machine, is that they tried to be too serious of a game, and that leached some of the fun away from it.
It did. Nobody wanted to play fluffy. Nobody wants to paint and model fluffy.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And that's really core, I think, to the hobby as well, is playing fluffy, and you know, doing special cover. Even tournament players will have a centerpiece model that's a conversion of some sort, you know.
For a game to have some longevity, because I mean, War Machine was really popular for a time, and I remember I loved War Machine for quite a time.
Same here.
And I grew bored of it because I'm like, there's nothing new. There's nothing keeping me coming back to play.
Right, because you're always seeing the same army lists. You're always seeing the same damn things.
Same army list played in the same way. Nobody wants to play any weird, wacky scenarios. Nobody wants to, you know.
Right, yeah. Nobody wants to play by the scenarios.
And try to have fun.
Everybody always wants to play Cash to Kill. Well,
yeah, boring.
How many times can we play Castle?
boring.
Yeah, I hear you. Frederick says, yeah, it's a proxy empire army.
Okay, yeah. So
Cool.
the free peoples. Oh, that's really cool.
That's really
I dig
cool.
it.
I like it. I'd like to see the complete thing when you're done.
I'd like you to get your ass here and play if you could.
I
I don't know if that's a realistic for Frederick here, but
yeah,
I'd love to play
I
against that army.
suspect Frederick is in Europe. I suspect he's in Europe. I mean, like, not that we haven't had Europeans
Oh yeah, for sure.
over, but, you know, I mean, like, if you're coming on this side of the planet, I'm assuming Frederick's not in Europe. I mean, he could be down the street. I have no idea.
See, that's what when I see armies like that, though, I get excited. And go, I want to play against that. I want to get that onto the channel.
Definitely.
We got to get more folks playing AOS coming in with these sweet looking armies.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, again, you know, like when you start gearing towards tournaments, because it seems like there's a lot of these AOS tournaments showing up.
Yeah.
Right? And when you start gearing towards tournaments, then everybody starts getting really lazy with their painting, and that's unfortunate.
I don't know. How many AOS tournaments have you been to?
None, but I see them online.
I've been to a couple, like local ones, and granted, there's some people that, you know, the paint jobs aren't fantastic, but they didn't have fantastic
They
paint
should be
jobs
kicked
anyways.
out. They should be kicked out. If your models aren't painted, it should be
No, they were all painted.
Oh.
No, when I went to the last one, they were all painted. Some weren't going to win any awards.
Oh, no.
But
but just paint them.
they're better than I paint, so it's not necessarily saying much. But then there was some people that, they had gorgeous looking armies. Like, I think half of the people at the last AOS tournament I went to had really nicely painted armies with really nice display boards for everything. And I appreciate that quite a bit.
Yeah, Frederick's Danish. He's a little bit ways away. I mean, most of the people who tune in.
I'm just saying, you know, like I want people to know that if you ever want to come in for a game,
we've had cats over from Europe all the time, and I mean,
all over the place.
especially
I
with
played
summer
against,
coming up.
the fellow I played against a couple weekends ago came from China.
Yeah, he was China. He's French. He's from France, but lives and works in China, and he was here on like business or whatever. And yeah, it was really great meeting him. What was his name again? I can't remember.
Laurent.
Yeah, that's it.
You put me on the spot. I'm glad I got that right.
You just made it up. What was his name? Clayton Tate. I have high hopes that 40K will do well because Shadow Wars is a blast. I haven't seen a single derisive comment about that minigame. Well, it's second edition 40K. I mean, it's Necromunda.
Yep.
Everybody loves Necromunda. Everybody has fond memories of Necromunda. And Shadow Wars is a nice adaptation of those rules for the current 40K universe, because everybody wanted Necromunda. Everybody wanted to have Space Marines and stuff in Necromunda, but nobody ever really produced any good rules for any official type of rules for it. And so now we have Shadow War, which is throwing Eldar against Space Marines and, you know, close, like, gang type fighting situations with tighter rule set. Well, not tighter rule set, but
more fun rule set.
A more realistic kind of, not realistic, that's a terrible word too. It's a more complex rule system, I guess, is really what it is.
Is it more complex than current 40K though?
It's different.
We didn't have to open the book to check the rules that often for it.
Yeah, but I mean, well, yeah,
it's less cluttered, less bloated. It's just, they built a fun game.
Yeah, but
and nobody complains. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's basically just second edition,
right?
Which was complicated, but it's not bloated. So it's that kind of stuff where I'm going like, in my opinion.
But you didn't have any in Shadow Wars. You don't have any vehicles or anything like that.
Nope.
Because the vehicle mechanic in second edition was different. Psychics also was completely different. That was a phase in the game.
Yep.
You know, which it was more like magic phase back in the day with cards and you know, casting your spells and dispelling, and you know, there was a lot of stuff in second edition, man.
Yep.
But anyway, yeah, I see. Like it's not quite as complex in that regard, I suppose. But
well, I'm just saying, like, you can take whatever game, and I'm hoping for 40K we get that fresh restart with a smart rule set, and you'll get away from all the complaints.
Well, people still complain.
Well, people complain about anything. I usually tend to troll them in the comments.
Oliver Peterson, go Denmark. Denmark or Denmark?
Denmark.
Denmark? Go Denmark. No, he thinks we're ripping on him. That's okay, I am, though.
Yeah.
Holy man. Boss Vendor Krift. I have no idea what that means. What does that mean? Hi, Kris.
This would be his name.
I don't know. It's Boss Vendor Krift. Anyway, hi Kris. Can I email you a couple questions about starting Warhammer 40k and painting? Sure. You can send emails to Kris@miniwargaming.com. You know what? I should put a sticker right here.
Yep.
Yeah,
That'd actually be good.
I'd put a sticker right there. Anyway, but it'll be rectal only.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, send an email to Kris@miniwargaming.com. Of course, you're free to email Josh as well. Josh, Mini-Wargamer Josh. He plays the games all the time, and he knows the rules very well.
I play the games. That might be a stretch. I enjoy.
I said very well. I didn't say you were an expert in it.
I enjoy the games, and I enjoy all aspects of the games. I don't enjoy painting. I don't enjoy the
hobby side.
Oh, I love the hobby side. I love the assembly, and I love converting stuff.
Yes.
I just don't like painting. It gives me a headache. Blah. I really appreciate the paint side of it. I'm just bad at it, so I don't do it.
Right. Okay. I get you. Okay, so anything and everything in this hobby that not to do with painting, email Josh.
Send me painting stuff too. I like painting. You look at pictures of pretty models. Send me everything. Send it all. Okay, just send it all.
Okay, here we go. I got it. You can send it to Kris@miniwargaming.com and then CC it Josh@miniwargaming.com. There we go.
Or better yet, they can send it to Josh@miniwargaming.com and
or send
CC
Josh
Kris.
and CC Kris.
There you go. I like it.
Okay, first of all, F you, my show. My name's first, top billing. My show.
Oh, yeah, more saying like
when we're on your show, then it's CC Kris.
This is all my show, dude. Kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal. Yeah. So anyway, holy man, how the hell do you say this last name? Nick
Smith. Smith again. Yeah.
Nick Smith. Elbakids. I'll say Elbakids. Nick Elbakids. If that's wrong, again, name butcher. Kris, would you say that brownish chip paint goes for silver, or silver isn't really a paint that can have a chipped effect? Silver can have a chipped effect. You would create it with a series. You could go browns, definitely, because I mean, it could be a nick in the metal, and then that became oxidized. Like for example, say if something was chrome, right, and it was nicked, that chrome effect would be blasted off, and the bare metal would be underneath, and that would be oxidized, and it would become browns, oranges, things like that. Another way I like showing, for example, like chipped metals, is go with darker and darker grays, like not all the way to like say Eshin gray, something like that, but more like Dawnstone, and then create that little chipped effect. And basically what it does is it gives you like that silver face, but then the edges have this light gray, which gives you that kind of chipped metal, worn edges kind of effect, and basically makes the metal feel dull, and it's been dulled. What about you?
As far as, I mean...
chipping silver, like, can silver be chipped?
I think it would be a technique that would be tougher to pull off.
I
would, you know what I mean? Like, you could definitely do it. I think, like you said, going for just more of an overall weathered effect might be the way to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, making the entire face rusty or pockmarked rusty, or things of that.
Or just looking like that chrome finish has been kind of scuffed up. And...
Yeah, definitely. I would definitely recommend looking up an example of like, okay, what are you picturing in your mind as to what that part is and why it's rusty and why it's become disfigured in some form. Then do a quick search on if that exists in reality, like construction equipment, actual tanks, boats, anywhere that you can imagine that particular effect might occur, and look at real examples of it, and then basically try and use that as your inspiration. Again, it can be done on the metallic surface, and it wouldn't look weird. In fact, it would probably tend to look fairly realistic in regards to a shiny metal than having chipped out corners and stuff like that. Many reasons for it, and so don't be afraid to do it. Nick says he feels you. Oh crap, we didn't even name the episode. We're almost done here. Clayton Tate wins. Give it to Josh
for rectal use only.
Yeah. Here, hold on.
It's pretty good. Here,
yeah,
we'll switch.
Yeah, we'll switch.
What else we got for comments here? I hate painting too, Josh. I just come to this show for the classy highbrow jokes. I'm glad hopefully we were able to give you enough classy jokes today.
Classy? He must be a first-time viewer, because there's no
Johnny Ray.
Oh, it's Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Johnny's a long-time viewer. Johnny should know better.
To be fair, like I don't hate painting as much as what I say I do. I don't think you're ever going to see any minis painted by me. Well, you're very rarely going to see minis painted by me being used on the channel. I'm not the greatest painter, and I don't feel like catching flack for it all day in the comment section. My wonderful personality helps with that.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. You should embrace it because I mean, you're part of the wargaming community. Because I mean, there's tons of guys who are like that. Who, you know, they love the game. They couldn't be bothered with the assembly and painting and, you know, and stuff like that. Or, you know, they love the assembly side. You know, they're okay with the game and they're okay with the painting. And I mean, like,
yeah,
like there's the wargamer spectrum is quite broad.
I'm getting closer to just saying, you know what, I don't care if I'll just paint up an army. I don't care if it looks great and use it on the channel. I'm getting closer.
Lane's got a good question for you.
Watch the new season of Letter? No, I haven't watched. I've only watched bits and pieces of Letterkenny. You ever watched Letterkenny?
No, I've never watched a single episode. I've seen the commercials for it. I've wanted to watch it.
Have you watched the original little compilations that they did?
No.
The quick little ones?
No.
Those are what I watched and I loved. I haven't watched the actual show.
Yeah.
Elder do suck.
Suck what? Oh, that's Gim. Shut up, Gim.
Here you go, switch back?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Show is almost over, and I haven't said Eldar suck yet. You did say Eldar. You came in blasting Eldar suck. The Welsh bloke. Ha! Are the comments really that bad, Josh?
They can get out of hand a little bit. I think out of the bunch of guys, I'm the most... I don't say controversial because I'm not controversial. I'm just kind of the most out there, straight up honest. Like, I don't worry too much about... Like, when I have somebody come in and we're going to play a game,
okay,
we'll talk to them and say, okay, you know, what do you want to run today? I'm feeling like running AdMech. You're feeling like running your Emperor's Children. Cool. Let's build some lists. Let's figure it out. And let's play. And as far as wanting to build two lists that are perfectly balanced to each other, it's never going to work, so I tend not to worry about it too much. I mean, obviously, if one list is just terrible and the other one's amazing, well, maybe tweak it a little bit because it's going to make a terrible video. But overall, yeah, people win sometimes, they lose sometimes. And not all the commenters seem to realize that. They want a super balanced game.
Damien Elder do suck.
No, you know what it is? I don't mind the comments. I don't want the comment section just to be filled with a ton of negativity because I've had enough feedback from... Because, again, a lot of people email me, and a lot of people email me and say that they avoid the comment section on our YouTube videos because there's a bunch of jerks.
Yeah, but that's YouTube.
Oh, that is. I totally get it. So I'm slowly working towards making it more and more. So you know what? These guys aren't going to bully the heck out of everybody that tries to comment.
I wouldn't worry about YouTube comments. I mean, you know, if it's playing a factor in what you're presenting and stuff like that, then you should probably stop. I mean, I think it's better that if people are offended and voice their opinion,
well, it's good.
That's better.
That's good. If it's directed at me, no problem.
Yeah.
If it's directed at the other people trying to
guest.
at the guest or at other people giving their opinions on the community, you know, that's when I don't like it. The community needs to self-police in a certain way. But as far as throwing crap at me, I don't mind. I usually laugh at it. It's pretty funny sometimes.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I mean, you know, I mean, you know, when people throw that kind of venom around, I mean, they usually have shitty lives anyway, so...
Oh, they're miserable little trolls. And,
yeah.
You know, I do my best to help them correct their grammar. And
who cares about them in that regards? I mean, let them be the little venomous arse that they are. Go ahead, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's just when they represent the hobby. I'm trying to downplay them as much as I can.
The game, you can't stop the trolls. They're experienced a lot of rectal use only stuff. Hey, you know what? A lot of people enjoy rectal. I mean, don't. Anyway. Dorn Jr. YouTubers probably aren't Vault members. Put your money where your mouth is.
It's true. Yeah.
Damien Hibbert. Bummer, I missed a lot of the show. I had a visitor come and grab a TK helmet. Oh, cool. Do you sell helmets? Do you sell fat guy stormtroopers?
Grab my...
Because, like, we got a couple fat guys here who great stormtroopers. Aren't you a little fat for a stormtrooper?
That was the line, wasn't it?
That was the line, wasn't it?
Just walking in with your belly sticking out.
Yeah. Aren't you a little fat for a stormtrooper? Anyway, getting fans installed to keep myself cool for May 4th with you day. May the 4th be with you day. Troops at the hospital. Oh, you guys go to the hospitals. That's very cool. That's very cool. Yeah, we probably should do more charity work. I've probably mentioned that in the past. I have a friend who has ALS, and he recently did a fundraiser, and unfortunately I missed it, and I feel really terrible, and I feel like I probably should go out there and do something, because I've got an old friend who has it, and who's who's basically incapacitated at the moment, from what I could tell, and of course I got to go visit my friend too. I mean, he's just 2 hours away. I haven't had a chance to go visit him. Anyway, where are we? It's 2:05. We're 2 minutes past the thing. And, we're done. Of course, Josh has an idea. He has an idea.
Uh-oh.
Okay, it's bubbling in the back of his brain that may come to fruition for everybody who enjoyed the reroll. Okay? When Mini Wargaming was showing the reroll, when the boys would do the reroll, it was basically another show. It was never a live show, but Josh has the idea of maybe presenting it as a live format. And so if you guys think that would be an awesome idea, send just fill comments of videos of Matt and Dave, and keep watering those seeds that the reroll should come back.
Well, I'm really interested in seeing what Mini Wargaming can do to better interact with the community as a whole.
Yep.
And
that's why I do this.
I look to you, awesome folks, for feedback on that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. I think we can.
I think we can do better. I think a reroll live would be hilarious.
Yep.
I think it's because for example, this show we concentrate mostly on painting. Not today, but
sorry,
but usually we concentrate a lot on the painting aspect. But whereas with the reroll, you guys handle more of the gaming side of things, because obviously it's more within your experience, right?
Correct.
You guys game all day long. I'm painting all day long, so it only makes sense that I talk about painting and you guys talk about gaming. Right? Two can go back and forth, obviously.
Definitely.
But
definitely.
You know what I mean?
Well, we had you on the reroll at least once I can think of to talk about stuff. I think it was one of the last ones we did. It was you, me, and Quirk, I think.
Oh, yeah. We filmed it in the other studio. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely. The reroll. Just start throwing those little seeds out there and let them grow. I'm talking about, basically I'm saying email Matt and Dave. We want to see the reroll. We want to see the reroll live, because
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, there's different ways, and for the fans out there, make your voices heard. Don't be shy about it.
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you from doing the reroll, because you could just do it. You could just start your own channel and just start doing it, right? But it'd be kind of nice to have the official support behind it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Or even doing officially part of the channel. It'd be kind of nice if we actually Mini Wargaming actually did the live shows again, and we all
it could be cool.
It'd be nice if Matt started doing sit and talks live again.
I love the sit and talks, right? But you're limited in your interaction sometimes, and you're limited in your scale.
Well, yeah, and you don't get all the questions that might have come up, because somebody has to catch that week and had to have sat through that person's episode, and maybe some people don't want to listen to Quirk, and so they don't tune into Quirk, and so they'll miss maybe who was next, right? And it's usually a set kind of rotation on how we go, but you never know.
There could be a different format. All I'm saying is there could be a different format for our community interaction, and if you folks have ideas, you damn dirty apes, then go for it. Damn dirty. Well, there we go. Clayton sums it up.
Awesome, folks. You mispronounced dirty monkeys. Get your paws off me, you damn dirty apes. Charlton Heston. God bless him. Kevinized. Eldar make you suck their D all day.
He's just out of the blue.
I don't know how we got back there, but all right. The Gim, don't stop the show. 1 more hour. Uno mas, LOL. Eldar sucks so bad. Well, yeah, he's trying to sweet talk me, and then he says, your army sucks. Come on, dude. Dorn Jr. Sit and talk is a huge part of why I joined the Vault. I missed out on rerolls. Yeah, see, when rerolls, because we did maybe 10 rerolls?
Something like that. Yeah, there wasn't that many.
No.
But most of them were before I was working here.
Yeah.
And I'd show up for them because they needed somebody else.
Yeah, and then, of course, I did all those nice graphics for you guys, and, of course, you guys never reused them. That would be a nice opportunity for you guys to do them. Because there was that nice one with Lee, Lee's pretty little face.
There was a good one there, wasn't there?
Yeah. I'll have to find it later, but yeah. course, it's not going to show up here.
No.
Oh well, screw it.
Well,
but anyway, yeah. Send your questions, comments. Maybe you want a piece, concerns. Maybe you want something critiqued. Maybe you want some help on a color scheme, or you just want to show off maybe a commission paying service. You want to drum up some extra exposure. Feel free to send it to Kris@miniwargaming.com. It's in the description below. Join me on Twitter. Join me on the Twitter. How did I do? Join me on the Twitter, and of course the Instagram and the Facebook. Way to Brush. Of course, you can go to waytobrush.com and it'll take you right to the Facebook page. Until I get a website built where I basically want to have everything kind of all encompassing on Way the Brush, and just go to waytobrush.com and it's all right there as one little, spot in the internet. But anyway, yeah, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. Been doing the Twitch thing. Feel free to join me on Twitch. I posted episode 152. I did it as a live on a Friday special day. So 152 was a special day. It was on Twitch. And then, of course, I posted it on YouTube because it was Way the Brush. And the tweeter. And so, yeah. Any closing things? And you gotta have a closing phrase. You gotta work on it. You gotta have.
You gotta have some kind of a closing phrase. Yeah, I got nothing really too clever. Thanks so much for having me on the show. And other than that, yeah, get a hold of me, guys. I'm curious for some feedback on what you guys are hoping to see here on Mini Wargaming, or maybe even see just out of myself if I am so bold as to start filming some of my own stuff.
You gotta get motivated. You gotta get hard. Gotta get gay porn hard. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you. And I will see you guys next week in another exciting episode of Way of the Brush. Tutu. Ta-ta. Tutu.
Ta-ta.